Alrighty. We return to our small little hodgepodge group of Menfa, Crom, Demir, and Clarke. After their relatively successful mission into helping the village of Mater, which was suffering with a plague spreading through the meat that they eat, you were able to find out that there was some sort of biological experiments being done within underground labs and abandoned huts. Meeting up with the remains and the some still living members of the research facilities, you were able to uncover that the people behind it came from the Kine region. They had come down here to experiment with serums as well as alien, not exactly technology, but stuff that came from space to aid in their side of the wars past the mountains to the north. At least the ones that you were able to talk to, though Crom probably may have said otherwise, you're able to find out that none of them really had a real intention to be invading Mater itself, nor did they truly plan to have any of their experiments running wild across the forests. However, it seemed like their timeframes were being sped up, and the researchers were kind of put into two separate groups. One group was wanting to conduct the experiments on non-willing subjects to hasten the progress and results, whereas another portion did not appreciate this side of opinions and wanted to keep going with their uh, tests where the subjects were accepting and offering up themselves to do so. You're able to rescue a few of these said researchers, one of them traveling up northways before you lot, and it's hard to say if you'll ever see them again, as well as a female researcher who went back to the village. However, some of you were able to hear another sending of a null wave, which was first experienced, I think, by Demir when you were inside of the door where the spiked creatures were spotted around. You know, this clear wave was sent out to essentially hide any evidence of these researchers being down south. And so, after that point, whenever creatures who had been mutated were killed, they would burst into flames and only leave back behind skeletons, making it hard to figure out why their mutations occurred. With the final one that you had heard in the final base, apparently that was to remove some of the lesser variants of the serums, as well as those researchers who had used them, as when you returned to Mater, the one who you had saved had exploded. Clearing out all of these facilities also landed you with meeting a humongous black dragon. To the best efforts of your knowledges of this world, you could only really relate it to a void dragon, though since it came from space, it's hard to tell what kind of creature it really was. It gave you its name of Zerum Crystalzerum, and you all offered to remove its shackles and allow it to leave. To repay your efforts, it offered you a scale from its hide, or to imbue all of you with a small part of its power. You all agreed that you would be accepting said power, and so everyone was given a mythic tier. With that, the Void Dragon teleported itself and your group, as well as all of your effects and carts, out of the final research facility, with you lot appearing near the village of Mater, and the Void Dragon being elsewhere. Though you quickly were able to find where it was, as you saw large pillars of destructive magic going into the sky, the Void Dragon seemingly having destroyed all of the research facilities it knew about. And on your return home, you gave in the report. However, due to your particular actions during the facility hunts, mainly from Crom's deteriorating morality or just his view of people outside of the Southlands, You had killed many of the researchers, as well as a captured devil who was offering a contract so that he would never harm you if you were to let him free. Outside of the morality of killing defenseless humanoids, one part that came from the execution of the devil was that Clarke was infected with the mark of the traitor. Seemingly, your knowledge over devilish contracts and the like wasn't too over-encompassing, though as far as you could tell and were told by others, is that since you were partway through said contract with the devil, as they had already done their side, that it was having a failsafe in place if you were to either not accept the contract or kill him as you did. This only affected Clarke as far as you could tell, as there is now a floating red symbol above their heads if you ever have Detect Magic up. It's possible that devils can also see this, as you know that the mark of the traitor essentially marks Clarke as a traitor to all creatures of the devil subtype, and that they are to attack her on sight if they see her. Though it's not as if it's going to send them into a ravenous rage, it's more that she is now an enemy of said race. Explaining this to Chensho, he had also informed you that this mark would bring danger to anyone that was close to Clarke, both in relation as well as proximity, having the most danger to her family. And even if she was going to agree with it or not, Chensho exiled Clarke from the village, as having her there would only bring further danger to a already recovering village. As well as Clarke's exile, Crom was exiled from the village as well, showing bloodthirsty tendencies and a lack of remorse for those he had killed. Leaving just Demir and Menfa in the hut with Chensho, he did ask that you two aid your friends in whatever way you can, though it is up to you at the final stage of that. You decided you would continue working as a group, as you still got to work out what to do with Clarke. And whilst none of you can remove the mark of the traitor right now, it's possible that the mages beyond the mountains are able to aid with a high-level healing effect such as Basuna and the like. There's also the chance that you could remove it if you get stronger, though it depends on your own personal interests if that's going to be an avenue you take. As well as Crom wanting to get away from Mater, probably from his own anger or just not wanting to remember the exile, you all have come together yet again to set on a new adventure. With the north in mind, the only thing separating you from there is the mountains that hug the Southlands. A sort of final bastion of defense against all the wars that are going on in the north. You are tasked with passing the mountains and getting over into the next kingdom. Over the past 10 days or so, you've been gathering up supplies to make the trek, and to that note, you no longer have your cart, as it was a belonging of one of the farmers who was lending it to you whilst they couldn't work. As well as your travels towards the mountains, you have gathered up your scrolls, taught each other magic, and generally conditioned yourselves for the heavy amount of stress ahead of you. And before we get into the mountain section, are any of the characters going to be doing anything in Meta before they leave? We'll start from left to right on my screen, which would start with Menfa.
Well, we're gonna have to stay a little bit to stock up for the road. So meant to probably be kind of a liaison between Clarke and Crom and the village. But also during that time, they would absolutely visit their home garden one last time to say goodbye.
As you go to and fro, you will see that Meta is slowly recovering, especially to the fact that after your aid of the vampires, hardly any of the villagers are sick. able to walk about the city streets with ease and going back to work. It is a lot more loud and lively, if not for the spots of darkness here or there where you could put two and two together and recognize that there are vampires also amongst the citizens. There are a few looks here or there to the pockets of darkness, but it seems like no one really has too much fear of it. It's more of a strangeness in an otherwise quaint village. And returning to the Mandragora Groves, you will notice that just because the things you saw on your journey, that there are a few less Mandragora than there were before. Some of them haven't been killed outside of the grove. However, since your people don't really need to eat, there had been no true effects from the infected creatures there. Are you going to be telling them that you're going to be leaving for a while or not coming back at all?
Well, like, say how it is, like, I'm leaving for a long time and don't know if or when I'm coming back. I'm hopefully coming back, but don't know when that is. Never say never, but I don't know.
As you speak about your travels to the north as well as your gathering of supplies, one of the other Mandragoras will hand you a map of what you could assume to be the world if it wasn't just a Pangea continent. It is sparsely dotted with some of the settlements towards the north, as it is the direction that you would be going.
Oh, wow, this should be really helpful. Thank you.
And with that map, you will know that there are four kingdoms in general. Besides from the handouts you can read on later, you know that there is the Kine region, where the scientist hailed from. There's the Richter region. From your last memory, the Richter kingdom was attacking some camps that belonged to Kine. There is Mysteria, which is known as a magical knight kingdom. And then there's Osura, which is the oldest kingdom that is still surviving in the wars.
Alright.
And with Mentha doing her preparations, what is Crom doing as he prepares to go northways?
Can spend the majority of the time retraining, sort of focusing his hate of devils and trying to find out as much as he can with the limited resources he has on how best to fight them. Typically spending a lot of the time to himself, and probably towards the end of his journey, he'll either dismantle or effectively just make it so that he can't return to his hut. So he knows that when he leaves, he's not coming back.
So there's only one path left for you, and that's northways. And you're either going to stay up there or you're going to die up there, yeah?
One of the two.
Alright. And what is Demir doing?
Demir is trying to keep everybody's mental facilities intact, and whenever I'm not, being a therapist, I will be helping out with the village, rebuilding, healing if necessary. Also, I would like to check if I don't know if the village as a whole probably has enough to buy that full plate and masterwork longsword, I believe it was, off of us.
They
Masterwork longsword.
They can certainly buy that from you, yeah?
Alright, so that's
A normal half price.
Daddy, guess
50
what's on
for the full
you?
plate and
I
Daddy,
don't know
guess
what's on
what's
TV.
What's that?
I don't know what's on the TV. I don't know why she's asking me.
That's my son.
Or he.
Okay, I'll put that in the chat when I figure out exactly how much it is. That's all I'm doing now.
Alrighty. And then we'll come down to Clarke as the final person. What are you doing in your preparations to head to the north?
Clarke is going to try and see if she can, because obviously I know that she's not allowed to return back to Meta, but she's going to try and see her family one last time, just her mother and father. And spend the majority of her time just retraining, focusing on building her constitution a bit. Whether that comes down to meditating or training, either or.
Clarke can certainly return to say farewell to her parents. Those up to Clarke as an individual if she wants to do so. As you know, how long you spend with people with that mark, you will be putting them in danger. So it's a case of if you think seeing them for an hour or so is fine, or if you don't want to risk it.
She will go, but it'll be a short visit. She'll literally just go to her parents and say, I'm not here to stay, but I'm here to say that I'm on my way. I'll be gone for a while, but I wish to return as soon as I can. And then she'll sort of say goodbye, not giving a chance for her parents to hug her or anything, just walk out, because she doesn't want to put them in any danger.
Well, they'll certainly try and get you to stay, but as you say, you're moving quickly. But at least they know that you'll be returning. And with all of our preparations and farewells, the 10 days will pass as we move away from the season of spring and into summer. I think this would only really come into play with Menfa. If you do have any abilities or spells to do with seasons, they'll now have the summer effect, which I think would only affect Leaf, if you have a Leaf.
Don't think I have anything for seasons.
Okay. I know there's one spell that changes with the seasons because I have another Geomancer.
I haven't encountered that myself, so I don't know.
Okay. As the group makes their way to the north, you have a final pit stop or meeting place, depending on how you're going to go about it, at the ruined tower where you had met a giant previously. The carts have rotted even more so due to the local winds and rain, and possible creatures going to and fro. As you get to this point, everyone can roll a survival if they are wanting to see any tracks of people they have met in the past time they've spent looking after the scientists. Alright, Menfa, you will note that, at least different from any sort of animal tracks and stuff that would have passed over time, that there are two sets of humanoids' boot prints heading towards the north. As well as that, there is a small clearing in some of the dust and dirt, almost as if someone landed with a heavy force here but didn't crack the pavement.
Do I know how old the tracks are?
The tracks are around 2 weeks old.
Okay. They'll point them out, but it's kind of that they don't seem that fresh, so don't know if it's gonna be any useful going forward.
Well, what direction do they go in, small one?
Well, looks like the same way we're going. Towards north.
And just to clarify, are we going into Kime? Like, is that our plan?
No. The closest mountain pass that you know have, or at least been close to, is the one that leads into Richter. If you'd be going to any of the other ones, it'd be taking another week to 2 weeks to get into the outside of Southlands.
Alright, and Richter is the one that is currently at war with Kime, right? That was the one that
All
was
of
doing
the
attack.
all of the kingdoms are at war with each other. You just know that the last thing you knew about Richter was that they were attacking a kind camp and they were winning.
Yeah, sorry, that's what it is. That the transmission was from Richter, wasn't it? That they were winning.
Transmission
that fight.
was from Kine being attacked by Richter.
Okay, cool. Well then, you might be right, but at least we know someone's going that way, so the pass must be open.
Yeah, everybody gets 189 from the selling the longsword and the armor.
Well, come on then. Standing around here ain't gonna help us.
And just to confirm speed and companions, can everyone write in the chat if they are using mounts, and if they are not, what is their movement speed? Is Mr. Gibbs not a horse?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He has 50.
Oh,
Yeah, would
sorry.
he not have 50?
Yeah. My bad.
I'm pretty sure the mule is 40.
Mr. Gibbs has been a mule this whole time. No wonder
He's
he's
just
such
had a
an
good enough
ass.
charisma to make you think he was a horse and not a donkey.
He bluffed us this entire time.
I can summon him out Fermenta as well.
I'll take it.
I assume that we got our resource pools all the way up to full before we left.
No, you're all badly hurt and you're begging for some more MP.
Begging.
Lisa, man.
Yeah, begging. You all got your bowls out and you all look dilapidated and I'm just not giving you anything. But yes, you'll be at full everything. Okay, so Clarke is on Gibbs, which is 50. Demir is summoning up a Chocobo for himself for 60. Mentha is also getting one for 60. And Crom is walking at 40.
At the moment, yeah, that's how we're set up.
Alright, so the slowest party member is 40, so we're going at 40. Okay. Summons obviously don't need feeds. Clarke, have you got feeds for Gibbs still?
Check if I've got any left. If not, I probably need to buy some before I left.
Just make sure
be
to
on
have
this
it
list.
on Gibbs because you no longer have the card.
Yeah, that's what I'm just doing now. I'm pretty sure I left them on Gibbs. He
I will
has...
offer to
He has
summon
one feed left. And 2 rations on him.
You guys need to get some rations too.
Mm-hmm. So he's
Just
got 1
because
feed and
there's at
2
least one
rations.
person here who wasn't in the other game, we are going over into the gross coins of Gil. So now anything that was copper and silver in Pathfinder uses gross, and Gil is just normal. So rations are now 50 gross instead of 1 Gil.
And I'm assuming 250 crosses are 1 gil.
250? What? It's 100 gross to a gil.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So 50 and a 50 is 1 gil. Not
Yes.
250.
Yeah. Okay. Your 250s is a gil, yes.
Yeah. All right.
It's essentially just a decimal system.
Before we left Meta was, because I know they're still recovering, would there have
Okay.
been any chance to buy any rations or animal feed or anything? Obviously, someone else will have to buy it because I don't want to go in the village.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in my portion, that if you guys want feed or rations or any other supplies, Mentha would have been the one to go and buy it and cart it between us and the village.
So now my question is how much money do I have?
I
Well,
mean,
you would have got
just
some
get
from the-
180.
Yeah, you'd have enough.
In
How
the
much?
case of rations, you won't be able to get anything yet. Well, you won't be able to get anything from Meta just because they're still bringing up their stores again.
What about feed for?
You can certainly buy feed because feed doesn't have the normal stuff that would go into rations.
And all of their animals are not doing so well. We've got all this grain and nobody to feed.
In the case of feed, it's severely more cheaper. So feed for an animal, which includes the horses, per day is 5 copper, which is 0.05.
Okay. So that's like 0.05 of a gil, yeah?
Yeah, or 5 copper. You can feel free to use the copper and silver. It's
Yeah, I think I'm
generally
going
the
to
same
do
kind
that
of
just
thing.
because that's so confusing. Yeah.
So if anything says copper and silver, you can use the copper and silver parts of your money tab.
So just
I mean,
trying to get this into
Gross
my
is
head.
essentially
So
copper.
I'm
Yeah,
putting
gross is
my
copper.
gil in GP just because it's easier. So then
Mhm.
gross is
Yeah.
copper.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. GP and CP. That's all I'm using.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. If that's the case, I need to see how much Gibbs can hold. Okay, he can hold a lot, and he's got saddlebags.
Just make sure he doesn't go into medium weight, otherwise he's going to be slowing down. Because he also has to carry you.
Oh wait, Mr. Gibbs doesn't have saddlebags. He has a saddle pack, but that can still hold stuff.
I will offer to summon a mount for Crom as well.
Crom will just
You-
say he doesn't need it for now. It's a lot of MP, and you've got to re-summon them for the two of you. Anyway.
So, just to get this right, if I wanted to buy 9 animal feed, that's 4 gil and 1 gross. Is that right? Or 5 gross?
9 animal feed would be 40 gross.
Right. Okay. Got you.
Or 45 gross.
It's not even worth a gil. Nice.
No. It's got how many times cheaper? Like 9.5 times cheaper than it used to be.
Yeah. Right. So that'll be 10 animal feeds. He's still in light load, which is good. And rations. How much are they again?
You can't buy those from Meta.
Can't buy those from Meta. Okie dokie. I've still got 2 left, so I'm gonna have to rely on hunting.
As for your chocobos, Demir, are you using the mount spell?
Correct. I just wanted to let everybody know that it's 1 MP for 10 hours worth of Chocobo each. So we've got the MP and we've got the time limit. I'm not gonna have to resummon them a bunch in a day at this point.
How much MP do you have?
19.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah, but you can use third level spells though now, can't you? Because you're fifth.
What do you what? I could do what now?
Third level spells, can't you? Or is
Yes,
it
I
level
can.
after?
I can.
Yeah. So personally, I'd say we just like we're not. I know we're in a rush, but we're not. This isn't a sprint, right? We're going over mountains. It's entirely possible that we're going to get to a point where the chocobos can't get through anyway.
True enough. I'd rather be able to. Me and Mentha moving at 20 foot though is.
Oh no, yeah, for
big
you two it makes
difference.
sense, but 40 foot's not terrible, and I will be increasing that as, you know, we get more levels anyway.
What? You're not going to level up anymore.
Damn.
Going for monk or something.
No, there's Beastmaster tricks for it. I mean, to be fair, I did
Oh,
write
okay.
Cromwell Will, so if that ever does happen, it's in there. But no, I think we were alright.
Okay, so with those mounts and chocobos in hand, is the group going to converse at all before they set off from the tower through the mountains?
Have we seen each other much? Because we had a sort of, not a
Mentha-
teary farewell.
Mentha would have seen Crom and Clarke a bit just because she was favoring goods.
Just check up on you both.
Demir's playing counselor to everybody, so that's for sure.
To be fair, I probably wouldn't have seen Demir as much. If that's the case.
Avoided, you mean? Yeah, I know.
Probably.
I'd still
I think-
track you down.
Good luck. If we're all just here and we're kind of stood here, kind of waiting for anything, really. I suppose there's still that mood of, if we go over these mountains, that's it, right? Like this is the farthest many of us have been, apart from Demir, away from Meta.
Yes.
Yep.
And when we go, we don't come back, effectively, until this is done.
Essentially, yeah.
We'll probably just look at all of them and say, look, this ain't gone without last time, alright? This is the farthest we ever been, but we got a job to do and we know what it is. We know who did it, we just gotta find them. Alright? And after that, you can all go home. So let's get this done.
Alright, you gloomy bunch. Let's just sit down our burdens. You've got nobody looking over your shoulder. It's just you and the road. Let's go.
And then I slap Mr. Gibbs' ass and make him take off with Clarke.
Hey, what? Slow down. Rob.
And I'll just keep going after him.
You know, it's not too late for you lot to turn around. You could get chased by a demon. At least you ain't got this fucking thing above your head.
Well, we all know why that happened. So, I'm with you.
I'm already here, lass. I'm not leaving you behind now.
I got this far too. Besides, I can't leave you two alone. Who knows what will happen?
Nah. Well, Don't say I didn't give you the option. Let's get moving.
And as the group heads towards the mountains, the closer that you get, the more domineering the mountains seem. Reaching up into the high heavens, it's hard to tell how really tall these places are. Though thankfully, there is a smidgen of a road leading into at least the beginning of the mountains. Not exactly paved, but there are large slabs of stone on the floor going upwards in a sloped manner. Rule of the mountains? Yeah?
Well, you said you didn't know how high these mountains went, but thankfully there's a ruler right next to them, so now you know how high they are.
Is it centimeters? It goes all the way up.
Sadly, since it is in centimeters, you can't read it from here. You need to get closer.
It's a good thing somebody just learned fly.
Looking at the path, is it a typical mountain path where it's quite narrow, so we might need to take it slow, especially with mounts?
It is actually considerably wide.
Okay, so it's more like
it's
a trade
wide
path.
enough that you could have 3 carts abreast.
Oh, so is this like a trade road? Or it was, maybe?
It's hard to tell. You've never been out the Southlands, and you're not that old.
True. Wait, how old am I?
You're much younger than Shansho.
That's true. Alright. Well, yeah, I guess we just go up the road. I take it, good question though. Is there any, like, how old is the traffic on this road? It looks like it, just from the size of it, it must have been used relatively often at one point.
Is that a question for me or your group?
A question for you, like, is there a check we can take?
If you have knowledge engineering, you could certainly look across the road to see how old it would be.
Nah, I've already, blown my load in technology. That's all I've got.
I guess geography could be used as well. But engineering is for like buildings and fortifications, which I would guess a road would come under.
No, makes sense.
You guys with geography?
Yeah, it could be geography as well, because it says lands and terrain.
Yes.
The road's very old.
What you think, Martha? Sorry. Got a stroke there. Anyone been on this thing for a while? I mean, shit, we ain't seen much people down in the Southlands. Apart from that deserter. And those fuckers bringing all that shit with them.
Well, like I said, there were a couple sets of prints earlier coming this way. Casco probably came this way. Unless he just went straight in the mountains or something.
Yeah, I hope
And
they're alright.
there was the... Yeah, me too. And there was the one soldier who we met up.
Yeah, the deserter.
Probably came down here.
That's true. Well, at least we know it's travelled. Let's get going then. I'm just gonna keep an eye out on the edge. You know, like, I take it, is it a road where there's one that's got an edge and then one that's got, like, the side of the mountain?
Not yet, no. You're going straight into the mountains upwards, so there's no one sheer cliff yet, no.
Alright.
As you travel the way up the mountainside, it doesn't take long, a few hours at most, before you see some more of the disrepair. Plenty of large boulders can be seen laden across the ground, as well as what can seem to be cracks across it, as if the rocks had fallen from a great height, or battles took place as people were going to and fro. There are sparse placements of planks and shards of wood all across. From your best guess, possibly caravans that were attacked by said rocks or by other creatures. One such marker is a large tree trunk that has been laden across a tall pile of rocks, connecting the path to a upper cliff area. And as you see that, you can make a knowledge nature check or a knowledge local check. One or the other. Okay, Crom and Mentha. Demir doesn't really identify much about it. Crom Mentha, you can tell that there are some markings near the base of the tree trunk, and as far as you can tell, they are not from medium-sized humanoids, but that's as far as you can get.
Hey, Twiglet, you see that over there?
Yeah, kind of.
Whatever the hell did that? Bigger than us. Is this tree quite far away? Sorry.
Far away from you, but it's on the ground floor, going across rubble up to a 50-foot high cliff away from you.
Alright. I'll just turn to Demir and Clarke. Might be a big beastie up there. I mean, shit, they usually live in the mountains or somewhere like here, but just keep an eye out, alright?
Shall do.
Aye, that'll do.
And I'll just kind of, I'll keep an eye, like, on the higher cliff face, like above, as we're going around, just to see if there's something that tries to come down from above us.
Party presses onwards, moving around debris and rocks. It gets to the point where a three-breasted cart track would no longer be able to go through. At some points, with those with mounts, need to go single file as you go in a winding path around the obstructions. It definitely would have been hard to run away or charge down anything on what the road is now set up as. And continuing on for another few hours, you get to the point where you're on a very tall section of the mountain, one side leading off a cliff face to the forest below. The air becomes thinner as you all start to feel the fatigue setting in. The sun continues to beat down across the cliffside as the path that you're set on now starts to lose a lot of its stone path, turning more into pebbles across the dirt roads. Some trees, both alive and dead, hug the road as it winds around, continuing around and even upwards.
Careful that edge over there.
Wait, no way, I have the same health as Crom. Where did this change? That's HP retraining work.
I've
Like
had some
2
really
health.
bad rolls. This
No
doesn't smell right.
We didn't leave Speckles in the cart, did we?
Speckles is gone.
What?
It was a good man. What a shame. It's the wrong way to die.
The real reason is I just didn't want to bring Speckles into danger.
Hold up. There's bodies over here. A lot
At
of
the
them.
hearing of bodies, Clarke is gonna hop down from Mr. Gibbs and just walk with Gibbs behind.
Same, we'll do that with the truth was, probably.
Yeah.
You both
Just 'cause
did
I
that
bring
at the
them on.
exact same time.
We got 2 over to just in front of us, and there's another 2 on the left-hand side I can see from here.
Something must
Does
have
it-
done it. If I had a look, do they look like they've been burned or they've just been like eaten clean off the bone?
Roll me perception.
We're a bit far away.
They look like skeletons.
I forgot how bad Clark's perceptions were.
Shall we get a closer look then there, Eagle Eye?
Yeah, I forgot my glasses back in Manor.
Does it smell strange over here? Like, does it smell like animal spore? Like something comes here often?
The air is very thin up here, and it is very fast. If anything, the smell is being brushed away. You just smell clean air.
I'm gonna check out this skeleton over here.
As you look across that skeleton, you can see that its body has been picked clean by a very hungry vulture race, as a lot of its bones have scraping marks from a beak. As well as that, there is a slightly sprinkling. There's shining, not sprinkling, shining necklace around what would have been its neck, but now it's just some collarbone.
Detect magic.
As you cast Detect Magic, the necklace will shine ever so slightly, and as you speak across the words to have your eyes light up, you can see the tree above have its canopy rustle as a creature darts out of it towards you.
If I hear the rustling, I'm just like, ah, shit. Here we go again.
All you have to do is follow the damn train.
Suplex the train.
If only.
Good start.
I mean, I roll an 8, you roll a 1, and we have the same initiative. Hakuna or Tartars, madam.
From that tree, as well as several others, 4 avian creatures will dart from their nests as you lots mess with their homes and what would have been their snacks. If you wish to identify these creatures, it is Knowledge Arcana.
Two seconds. Are these magical beasts?
They are not animals.
The reason I need to know is this, sorry. It's a bit shit because it makes you tell us
Yes.
their type.
Yes,
Okay.
you can use survival.
Nice.
Wow. They're not
And those
animals, so I need
20s
to
out
take
right
that
now.
off. Yep, so
Whoever's
it would
popping
be...
in the background is not allowed to die, just so they know.
Alrighty,
That'd
well,
be right.
you definitely know what these things are after your travels with weaker foes. These are Linergias, birds with green wings and long tails with sharp talons and beaks. They are known to be quite the airborne hunters. You can learn 8 traits. Do you wish to stick with those 8?
Sounds good to me.
Yep, we got a lot. So
Well, you said that you've got different battle tactics for stuff, or is that not appropriate because we've moved away from the like custom built creatures?
Anything I custom make has tactics. This one is not custom made.
Okay, I think I might ask for that going forward on some stuff, but that's about it.
I think this is the first time that Demir's actually been able to identify anything in this game.
That's a pretty good roll, to be fair. I swear your Arcana wasn't that high before.
I know I put more points into it recently, but I don't know exactly how many.
No, I'm not against it. I'm just like, damn, that's a lot of that's a lot of stuff.
I mean, I had to learn spells, so. My intelligence is still not super high. So.
Alrighty. Their weakest save is will. They have a weakness to wind. They are immune to nothing. They have blinder, where they can hit you with a bite attack and make you blind. They have engulfing winds, where you can shoot out a gust of wind at a single target in 30 feet for 44 wind and make you squalled. They have no other special abilities besides that, no resistances, and no DR.
Okay, good to know.
And the first to go is this Linergia in the tree next to Clarke, which is going to go after Clarke, who has decided that that is not who's going to have their meal. They whip out a sharp beak at Clarke. What is your flat-foot AC?
Can I... Oh, I can't use immediate actions, can I? Because it's not my turn.
15.
Can you be caught flat-footed, Crom?
I can, yes.
So you wouldn't be able to use immediate actions right now, no.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
And what did you say, Jester?
15.
15. This creature bites heavily into your neck as you can feel the wound fester. And I need you to give me a fort save as you take 6 damage.
Not doing well with the rolls today. What's going on, Clarke? Come on.
Going into all of the skill checks, obviously.
Apparently.
As this thing
Did you see
bites
my
into
perception?
you... Yeah. As this thing bites into you, you feel something crawl around in your veins as your eyes go dark and you are blinded.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not going to do the blindness thing on you just because you are
Yeah,
showing everything to
streaming.
everyone else.
That's fine.
But you cannot see where anything is. And it will go to Menfa.
Oh dear. Gonna move a bit closer. Fighters can handle themselves usually. They can't help with the blindness situation, so I'm just gonna closer and try to shoot some mud at this guy.
Alright.
Well, I mean, you know.
Well, there's the rolls, Clarke. You're giving them over to Menfa.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say the line.
If it
He
helps
didn't say
double
what he was
ones on the crit damage.
You didn't say the line, no.
You blast a heavy dose of mud at that Linergia coming out of the trees before it gets to Demir. And it does a solid whack into its face as its beak is now covered in mud. It's going to be lovely when it hits Demir. Is that it from Menfa?
Yep.
This Linergia is coming straight for Crom as it charges at you with a bite.
Alrighty. It's probably gonna hit me. My AC is dog shit, but that's intentional.
As it fumbles and bites its own tongue.
Never mind.
Demir.
Will pull out his staff so that he can actually, try to shoot this thing. Probably not.
You shoot at the Linergia. However, the sounds of children scream throughout your ears as you're unable to connect the dots and miss, hitting the tree instead.
And that's it.
This Linergia up here is charging on down to Clarke with another wide open beak, giving a heavy bite into the lady for another 6. And we'll go to Clarke, who has all the friends.
Well, Clark's gonna try and just swing her swords in front of her where she knows she got attacked from. Or at least where she last saw this thing before she went blind. I was wondering why I couldn't see any of my surge abilities, and it's because I'm looking at Mr. Gibbs's. Did Mr.
Sadly,
Gibbs get
Mr.
Mythic
Gibbs
level?
is not there to get the mythic, so
Oh, come on. Oh, she's going to attack.
you swing out with your blades. However, both of them will miss as they cut into the air.
Still rolled very poorly. What can I do?
Plus 11, Jesus.
From
Seeing Clarke getting sort of assaulted from left and right, I'll. I mean, she's doing okay, right? She's not being completely done in.
I'm not being mauled, I just got fucking blinded.
Yeah.
Be fine
well,
otherwise.
So, quick question. With. No, I don't know how long this blindness is going to work. I'll leave it for now. I'll just hit the one in front of me rather than wasting time. Give it a whack.
After seeing this thing bite its tongue, you wish to sever even more of it as you slice the head off with the tongue still peeking out of the beak. And it falls to the floor.
Alrighty. I will 5 step to there, so hopefully I can actually help out Clarke in case this keeps going. That'll be me done.
What's with the weapon notes of FF?
It's Furious Focus,
Furious
just to
Focus.
let you know
Okay.
that it's not like, yeah, like that's why it hasn't got any minuses to attack.
Goes to the Lenosure in this tree, who's coming up to give a heavy bite into Demir. Demir also gets quite the hefty beak into him as he takes 10 damage, and I need you to give me a fortitude save, please.
Is that 10 damage after our mythic resistance already?
It's just 10 damage.
Okay.
What mythic resistance are you having?
I thought we got like hard to kill or something like that that reduces
Hard to
damage.
kill is only for when you're below 0.
Okay.
It's just auto stabilize, isn't it?
Yeah, auto
Alright.
stabilize, and you can go to double your score rather than just your score.
Yeah, I thought I must have read something that was a potential ability, but not something I would have I've been able to take.
And a
sorry.
fort save.
Or not, 10 damage.
Intro? Oh, there it is.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Alrighty, as this fella bites into you, you will also become blinded.
It's all coming up with Lenosure at the moment.
I've just changed your sight, Amir. Can you just see your token now?
Correct.
Okay. One up top is going to give the business to Clarke.
If she's blinded, I'd like to use immediate block on that, please.
Alright.
So I'll lose a point of mythic power. This is what it does. So basically it means that they have to add my tier to your AC, which is 3, because I've got Paragon. I didn't take any of the mythic feat. and they have to roll twice and take the lowest result. Regardless, one of us gets to hit him and bypasses all DR afterwards.
It's you or her gets to do an attack.
Yeah, which in this case is probably going to be me, because I assume she's still blinded, right?
She is still blinded, yes.
Alright.
Alright,
So-
the bite will miss, so you can have your attack if you want it, Crom.
So yeah, I want to try and like get the haft of the axe in the way to try and block the beak and then cut it in half with the blade.
As the inertia tries to bite into your friend, you do indeed do that as you cut into the beak, slicing its mouth in half and separating the lower beak to the floor as it falls down.
Yeah. That is my immediate, so I can't do anything else, or I have no swift next turn.
Menfa.
Oh, okay, you guys are fine. I will step down and shoot more mud at this guy who's pulling the mirror.
Did you just say, oh, yep, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
You got this.
As the inertia on the right is blinding and dirtying up Demir's head, you shoot yet another block of mud at the creature as it pelts into the side of its head, bringing it to the floor where even more mud lays.
You okay, Mr. Demir?
I can't see nothing.
Oh no. That's me then.
Demir.
I'm gonna back up, take a 5-foot step back, because I don't know that that thing is dead. And then I will activate my ring to give me mage armor.
Alright. Anything else? Because the ring is a move action.
Good full defense.
Oh, I mean, well, I could also just up my AC by using other spells, but yeah, I'll full defense.
Alright. Goes to Leonergia next to the one who just got killed by Clarke. And seeing all their friends dying, they are going to withdraw
Fair
as
point.
they fly off far to the north east and down the cliff face.
Oh, was that the last one?
That was the last one. He was all alone, so he got the fuck out of Dodge.
No, to be fair, if I was a bird, I'd be doing the same thing. You two are right over there?
Clarke, you are no longer blinded. However, Demir, you are going to be blinded for a few seconds more.
Alright.
Talk about feeling useless in a fight.
It's
Didn't see
rare.
anything.
It's alright.
I still can't see anything. Oh,
It passes, don't worry.
It's temporary. Come on.
so you see.
Look. I'm going to put my hand in front of his eyes and then pull it away like every few seconds. And eventually I'm assuming his eyesight will come back.
Question is, do I notice you coming up?
You could probably hear him unless he's being stealthy about it.
No, I'm heavy and large. I'm not trying to be stealthy in this instance.
Oh, that's better.
Alright.
But we've got a skeleton over there that's got magic on it, so I'll take a look at that.
Alright. Are you two gonna be alright? We can always pull the other three over here and you can just check them all together if they got anything on them.
Leave the dead where they lie. We'll come up on them as we get close.
Strange, but alright. I mean, shit, they ain't gonna care. They're out here, they ain't exactly in the ground.
As you look back to the necklace, most likely turning detect magic back on again, you
Yes.
can roll a spellcraft to identify it.
No.
It's magic!
No.
Try the same thing.
I think my eyes are still messed up a little bit. I can't figure out what kind of magic it is.
I can't see, Captain. I don't have the power.
As you look at the necklace, Menfa is able to identify it as a Islander's Wayfinder.
Interesting. What you got over there? Looks shiny, whatever the hell it is.
It's a wayfinder.
The fuck is a wayfinder? Ain't that a compass?
Kinda like a compass.
A magic compass, then.
Well, yeah.
Shit the others. I take it he ain't got nothing on him, or she, or whoever the hell this poor soul were.
You can at
Seems
least
to
tell
be.
it was a humanoid.
That's not, we have no idea like who they were or what they were.
I see how old the skeleton is.
You can roll a heal check.
Not survival.
I'm not sure survival would count for this. I'll double check the wording of the skill itself.
I mean, just flat logic would say survival could work, since I'm not determining any specific ailments, just how long these
Yeah,
bones have been here.
It's age, not like cause of death or
Yeah.
anything, but I can see both sides of the argument, to
Eh.
be fair.
I mean, survival says you're skilled at surviving in the wild and at navigating in the wilderness. There's avoid getting lost in natural hazards, tracks. Not really anything about corpse. I'd say sure if you're just wanting the age, you can roll survival. The skeleton itself, skeletons don't age, but it's been here for a few weeks, maybe a month or so. It's hard to tell the deterioration because it has been plucked by a vulture.
Like if it's been here for at most a month, it kind of means that nobody else has come this way, or at least it hasn't been noticed if it still has the item on it.
I'm gonna pop out a wand and I'm gonna cast regen on myself and Clarke. It looks like.
Please.
Anything on this guy? We detect magic.
Yes, there is another necklace, and I won't say to investigate it again because it's pretty much the exact same as the other one. There's another Islander's Wayfinder.
What you got there?
It's another wayfinder.
You know, folk with so many different compasses. Strange they end up dead out here in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they didn't get lost, I don't think. It's the middle of the road, too. They just got attacked.
Fair enough.
Oh, let's go grab the chocobos real quick.
As you go over to that skeleton Menfa, since it is laid in a different position, you can see that their wayfinder has been flipped over, and on the reverse side, you see a small etching on it.
Huh? What's it say?
Do not touch explosive.
It says Ome.
If I look at the other wayfinders we found, do they have etchings?
They do indeed. There is Tara and Ofkus. And anyone can roll a knowledge local untrained.
I think you've got this, Mantha. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not the only one.
Oh, Mia's got it.
Clarke,
Wait, how have you got +2 to the skills and trained? I'm baffled.
intelligence.
Oh, nice.
It's the only knowledge I actually have.
Oh shit, okay.
Alright, so everyone, aside from Crom, will recognize those three as names of residents from Meta.
Damn.
What?
Oh
Why y'all
dear.
look so...
Well, these guys came from Meta.
What? And they've been here for what? You say a month?
Well, I mean, they probably when people started leaving because of the plague situation and the hunger. Probably left at that time.
Fuck. Crom's just a bit like pissed. Bearing in mind everything they went through to try and save the village, and people are just dying anyway.
I cannot control the chocobo.
Good, you're not meant to.
Oh, okay.
As you go to that last skeleton, they'll have yet another wayfinder, and this one has the etching of Pippin in it.
Should we bury them or something?
You got a shovel?
No,
I believe I actually do. One moment.
Well, the
I
other
can
question
soften
is,
the dirt.
look, I'd like to.
I do have a shovel. I will pull out my shovel.
We have a job to do. We ain't gonna dig graves for these folk. Alright?
Oh, and what's the deadline on that?
Well, the deadline is us being dead, Demir. There's a mark on Clarke. We gotta...
Well, it's only really relevant if we're around other people, but if it's us and if something happens, well, we're together and nobody else is gonna get hurt. Right?
Yeah, we want to get rid of it, right?
I mean, we do,
We do.
but
It
it
could
doesn't.
it could take hours to dig these.
Well, it doesn't feel right to just leave them out here. We knew these people at least somewhat.
Fine.
What's the ground made of? It's just stone, or is there softer dirt?
A lot of the stuff here is stone. Where you can see grass, there is mud underneath.
Okay.
Cast create water a couple of times. Splash.
Well, I
water on it.
can cast soften earth and stone on a patch to make it easier to dig.
That works. And there's this nice little up between this rock and the stone that I'm gonna start digging. Big enough for all of them.
Alright.
I'll give you that.
Like that?
Sure, that works.
Is meant for casting Soften Earth.
Yeah, I guess. So I can just click it. Yeah, it's 10 square feet per level, so I should be able to just get that area in one casting to make it a bit easier to dig. And then I'm gonna start very carefully start carrying skeletons towards it. Well, the mere digs.
If we have the ability to, I'd like to scratch the names that are on the back of the wayfinders into this large rock that's right next to them.
With what?
I could use my axe, but that's not really super helpful. I probably got a dagger somewhere that
I
could
have
use.
a dagger. It's a small dagger, so it probably works good for carving for someone like
Yeah.
you.
An engraving tool.
Yeah.
I'll just try to pick like a mostly flat surface on it and just spend a little bit of time just scratching out those names.
Roll me craft.
Just whichever one.
Just a basic craft because you don't have calligraphy. Unless there's another skill that you can do forgeries. What was that for? It hardly ever
Linguistics,
comes
I
up.
think.
Is it linguistics? Okay, so you can either
I
use
think.
craft or linguistics.
Yeah, I think you use linguistics for forgeries.
Yeah, skill in writing allows you to create and detect forgeries. That's for linguistics. So either craft or linguistics.
They're the same.
So whichever doesn't really
So,
matter then.
like it's basic intelligence versus wisdom, I think.
I'll try and give him a
Yeah.
hand.
No, they're both intelligence based.
You can't really give someone a hand when they're writing something unless you're going to put your hand on theirs.
No, just
That's what
like
he's doing.
He just yeah,
That's not how you write. You write like this.
he just comes over and takes the dagger out of my hand. He's like, I'll do this.
Okay, so from the combined efforts of Demir and Crom holding each other's hands, doing a what's that film where they make the pot together? Is it Ghost or
I think it's Ghost.
might be? I think it's called
Yeah.
Ghost. And you're able to etch in the names of these people into this rock to the point where most people could find it legible.
Well, that's the best we're gonna do. Just fill them in and get the hell out of here.
Oh, this is cute. Are you guys holding hands?
Well, yeah, because his hands are so shaky I couldn't read shit beforehand.
Oh, you guys
Sorry,
getting along so well.
Sorry, I wore myself out with the shovel.
These mountain birds are loud.
Yeah, did you know this is the Children Mountain? There's so many here.
That's alright.
The winds are screaming.
Winds are howling. Alright. No, that's done.
That was the cries of the Lenergia, the last one.
Yeah.
We checked all these bodies, right?
That's how we got the Wayfinders.
Right. So we all got one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in total it is 4 Wayfinders.
Alright. I'll pop that in. They're slotless, aren't they, Wayfinders? Under the neck.
They're next slot.
And they're really only useful for not getting lost.
They can
And
be
holding
used to
material.
give yourself a torchlight and +2 on survival to avoid becoming lost. They do not work for the materia because there's no materia in this campaign.
That's fine.
Yep. Alright, back up on the birdie.
Is the party pressing onwards?
Yep.
Yep, just got to step away for 2 secs, but I'll be going with you.
Party continues climbing up the mountain. The higher and higher you go, the thinner and thinner the air gets, as well as the hill being ever more biting. It gets to the point where you feel as if it's no longer summer and it's turning into winter. I'll need everyone to give me a constitution check, please.
If it starts getting that cold, we can do.
Yeah, if
your
it's
element.
this is weather because of the cold weather or elements based. I already have endure elements automatically, and I can just cast a communal one.
Then you can do that if you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
As you feel it getting a bit nippy, Menfa just plods along, tapping everyone's leg or arm, as you all are shielded by the calming and soothing sense of the forest. Though you do realize it is getting colder as you go higher. The sun dips on the horizon as it casts a orange hue over the mountainside. As you get to the point where you could see over almost all of the Southlands, if it wasn't for your eyesight only going so far and everything becoming blurry at a certain distance. You can see the smoke from chimneys off in the distance from Meta, as well as other creatures flying through the air. It would be a wonderful sight if you didn't have poor memories of the locale. When it gets to this point, the road has pretty much almost disappeared, turning from stone slabs to stone rocks and now just pretty much mud roads. Your chocobos make deep tracks in said roads, and as you get to this point, you can all roll survival if you wish to identify any other tracks going through it. Menfa, whilst incredibly old and moved away from both wind and rain, you do know that there have been at least 2 carts or wagons or some sort of wheeled vehicle going across this way, though you cannot tell which direction it goes in or how old it is.
So can you repeat that? The wagon trail.
You can see the wheel tracks of either a cart or wagon, though due to the wind and rain, you cannot tell which direction they were going or how old it is. It's probably not too much older than 2 months because it is still there.
Yeah. That will point it out. We didn't see a cart or a wagon coming our way, so either they already passed or they're going ahead of us. I think.
May well be that family was sold even. They might be on the way out. At least we know if it was them, they got this far.
Could be them.
We're pretty much at like the summit now, right?
Almost, yes.
I'll wait until we get there, but when we do, I would like to stop for just a second. Everybody look behind you. It's the last you'll probably see of your home for a long time.
Good.
Take a moment. Forget your past for a little bit and hope for a better future. And if you come back this way, I hope it's with good tidings.
I don't think I want to forget. If anything, the memories are what keeps me going. Knows what I'm gonna go back to eventually. Hopefully.
Oh, I was more saying forget your troubles, not forget the good memories. Leave your troubles behind. Let these mountains be a wall to the ails of the past. And let's head on forward with a spring in our step.
As you continue onwards, it gets to the point where it's time to make camp. As you're able to find what seem to be man-made steps leading it up to the summit. The outskirts of old tents and bedrolls note it as a more common spot for people to camp. At this point, you're able to spy off into the Southlands and in towards the north.
So that's, well, we can see them at least, but nothing of Victor or Cam yet.
How long has it been since I stopped using MP?
From that confrontation, it would have been 3 hours. Which also means that May Jump would have gone. You picked up Clearer Mind, didn't you, Demir?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so yeah, you still get your clear mind. Menfa, do you just have normal clear mind?
Yeah, it's just clear. I don't know. I think I have clear. No, I have clearer mind too.
Oh, if you have clearer mind, you'll also get 3 hours of MP then.
It's like an auto include, unfortunately. Almost looks peaceful out there.
Oh. Don't like that feeling.
What?
Feeling? What feeling?
As though the sky is full of eyes and everybody's looking at us.
Huh? Eyes? Those are stars. What are you talking about?
There's no stars right now.
Those are clouds. What are you talking about?
I didn't say I could see the eyes, I just said it's a feeling. I feel like I'm being watched by a crowd of people. Don't like it.
You need to stop smoking with us in that pipe, Demir, because whatever it is, it ain't doing you too well.
Well, I haven't really told you all this, but I don't like crowds of people, especially having to talk in front of them. So just the feeling that I've got attention from a lot of people it gives me the willies.
We are pretty
Well,
high up. Don't think anyone else can see us up here.
that's true. I think about it that way, Demir. You ain't in front of anybody. You're away from them. And shit, we're gonna have to be down there sometime, and I agree with you. Talking ain't exactly my strong suit, but it's gonna have to happen. So let's just enjoy the time we don't have to do it. With them, I mean.
Demir kind of folds into himself a little bit. His shoulders definitely seem very tense, and he's not very talkative right now.
Hmm.
If we are heading into the rest schedule, are we still keeping the watches like that?
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Hmm. Alrighty.
What have I got to do? I'm assuming that's me.
Yeah, I'm just changing the lighting. Okay. As the party sleeps almost soundly within their tents or bedrolls, it comes to the point where Clarke has her watch. And as you look across the mountainsides, down the cliffs, and over into the two separate regions that you are bordering, Clarke, you're able to spot across the night sky towards the north a shooting star.
Clarke sort of stands up and walks nearer the edge. Ooh. Well, Mama always said, make a wish.
As you make a wish and open your eyes, you see a second shooting star.
Now, Mama never told me about two. I
I
guess
wasn't
two
prepared
wishes.
for this.
You then see a third and a fourth.
Hang on a minute. Something doesn't seem right about this.
A trio of shooting stars then follow, as you can feel the ground beneath your feet shake very slightly.
That doesn't sound good.
A
Clarke
wave of wind rushes up the mountain as it pushes the cinders away, as Clarke can see three more shooting stars.
Clarke will move over to Crom and go and wake him up. Hey! Hey, Crom! Wake up!
What? What? What?
Seems to be something going on. Load of shooting stars falling in the sky and there's a rumbling in the ground.
Hearing this, will get up very quickly. What? Another dragon coming down? Some kind of goddamn alien?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. I've seen maybe one or two, but This just doesn't seem right.
Where? Where did it go down?
And Clarke sort of points out to the sky where she saw the shooting stars.
As you point to the north, Crom, you can make out 3 more shooting stars. But they seem rather close.
I'm gonna go straight to Mentha and Demir and not kick him awake, but it's close. Get up.
Oh, what was that for?
Get up.
I just went back to sleep.
And I'll just kind of like, not manhandle Demir out, but effectively just pull him out. But we may have company or something worse. Get up.
Come on, boy. It's time to get up. Seems
What's
like
going
something's
on?
going on.
Those stars, are they getting closer?
There's things that are in the sky. Are they looking like they're heading towards us?
I'm not heading towards you, no. But as he does point them out, you can see several shooting stars. This time you can see 4 in a row coming down at the same time.
Some kind of... Look, I ain't seen shit like this before. Right.
Demir and Mentha, you can both roll spellcraft if you look at it.
Yeah, there we go.
There he is.
So he's good in the mornings. Got it.
Both Demir and Mentha, you can identify those. They are not shooting stars, they are comets being rained down.
Well,
Oh, that's not good.
What's not good?
Those
Well,
aren't
those-
normal shooting stars, lass. Those are spells.
Seem like pretty powerful spells if we can feel the ground rumbling from here.
well, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. That's some high-level spell casting done down there.
Looking
One's
about
not happy.
looking like where we are at the world map, and would they be on the Richter grounds or whereabouts in like
Yeah.
They are in
south
the.
direction?
They are going into the Richter region to the woods of north.
Yeah.
Oh, what? So they're being fired at the Richter region, or they're being fired at Kymel through Richter?
It's going from east to west, so it's going into the Richter region.
Oh.
Right, hang on a minute. You
East to
said
west
these
and the north
comets,
side.
They're,
Yeah.
they're high-level spells being cast by high-level mages?
Aye.
Well,
Either Otaming scrolls or a thing, but essentially, yeah, they were created by some real powerful mages.
well, maybe we can go talk to these people and get this curse off me. We're looking for high-level mages.
I don't want shit to do with them. If they're from Cam, you really want to go back in there? You really want to deal with that?
Well, no, of course not, but we haven't had anything else to go off yet.
We need someone that's gonna heal you, not sending you into fucking space.
I don't know. High-level spell, high-level mages, first time I've heard of it.
Neva, you said it was the spell comet, yes?
Yeah, comet.
Yeah, so it's 4th. Which, I mean, Crom doesn't know shit about that, but it's a 4th level spell.
Yeah. It's not like it's the highest level spells there are. I don't think the people who are casting that would be able to necessarily be able to remove your mark just based off of that spell. But like Crom said, they're not really our friends.
Well, do you think we should check it out at least? If it is the Kine region.
My intelligence isn't that high, so I can't really do what I was going to say. Sorry.
I don't know if we really want to go there. That spell is really meant to cause a lot of damage.
It's to hurt a lot of people, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We are going into a place where there's a lot of war going on, so if we can avoid that, that would be good, right? We're just here to help Clarke, not mess with that.
Absolutely. That's something I think we need to be clear on before we go any further ahead. We're not here to win wars. Shit, we're not even here to do... We're not heroes, alright? I don't know what y'all think about this, but we aren't heroes. We're people from a small town trying to fix our friend. And we need to remember that when we're going in there.
Aye, Clarke comes first.
Aw, shucks, guys. Oh, looking out for me? Alright.
Nobody asked you, lass.
Hey.
Well, that
I'll
leaves
try
me
to
on.
give Grom a little wink after I say that.
He'll sort of look at Clarke and say, well, he's right. This ain't your choice. You can't be going in there expecting that everything's gonna work out alright. We're here for you. You can't just throw yourself into situations you ain't gonna come out of.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking for the quickest way to sort it. My bad.
Well, what I'm saying is the quickest way might not be the best way. You need to think. And hell, I'm not the best at that. But you need to.
Well, I got a better brain than a dog, that's for sure. Looks
Yeah,
towards
I
Crawl.
bet you do. Good. We better start using it then.
Oh, if we're done looking at the pretty lights in the sky, can we go back to bed?
Yeah.
I think I see the light coming up from the sun on the horizon. God damn it.
Well, sorry for waiting you, Mr. Gibbs. You can go back to sleep now. He's a quick
As
sleeper.
as the party move to settle back down into a possibly undisturbed sleep, there is one last disturbance as another rush of winds from the comet towards the north rolls over the mountains, and with it comes a large roar of a beast. And as it makes its own shadow in the night sky, we will have our break here. And I will be right back.
Also, would I
Alright.
have healed my health?
Hit
I
die, yeah.
slept long enough.
You would have healed your hit die, yeah. It should be 5.
That's fine then.
Exactly what you need.
Alright. And as this large shadow in the sky appears from the disturbance of its roost, it will come down with a mighty rush of wind all its own.
Did we get XP from the previous fight?
Yeah? Someone added it.
Gibbs,
We
wake
did,
up
there we
again,
go.
buddy.
No. Really?
You crit and I still get more.
I'm not built for this. Alright.
I rolled a 13.
I might have to invest in my initiative though, to be fair.
What? Nah.
Especially for like blocking and stuff, if I can ever use it.
Alright. The check to identify this is not that, it's the wrong sheet. The check to identify this is Knowledge Arcana.
I don't have that.
Me neither.
Is it any of those?
Yes.
Gotta ask. I'll just roll it in future and tell you if it's different.
Alrighty, this is a rook. It is a large bird that's part of the zoo family. Brown plumage is harshly contrasted by its dripping beak with jagged teeth and the blue colors offsetting the blood that stains it. You can learn 4 traits.
Leather should be fine, but do we want battle tactics or anything to know how it's going to act, or are we good with just what it normally does, like resistances and whatnot? Because we do have 2 casters, to be fair.
I'm not sure. I was gonna say battle tactics is probably more useful if there's like a group of creatures.
Yeah, that's true.
But when it's just one, I'm not sure.
I just wish it was more prevalent, like if battle tactics would say, you know, it targets spellcasters first, or, you know, it has like a method to its madness. But I think, yeah, we go with
Sure,
what we
some
normally have.
do, but yeah.
When I make them, they do, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that was actually quite nice. But I know normally battle tactics are like absolute dog shit with creatures. It's like, it stabs people. Great.
Yeah.
We sticking with the initial 3 there? Initial 4, sorry.
Initial 4, I think it's good. Or do we want resistances instead of immunities? Because that might help. I don't know how many spells you guys have that actually target, like, statuses.
I really
No,
have.
but I'm going to
any-
start using saves soon, so.
Immunities is good then, I guess. Sorry, G, you were saying something.
Yeah, no, I don't really have anything for that, so I'm fine with him keeping immunities.
Immunities it is.
Alrighty. Its weakest save is will, has no weakness, is immune to sleep, and it has breath wing, where it can set out a slice of air in a 30-foot cone, dealing 86 winds with reflex for half.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right. It is currently 15 feet in the air. You should be able to see its nameplate.
We can, yeah.
And start is Clarke. Are you going to be having Mr. Gibbs run away?
Yeah, I'll have Mr. Gibbs just like run down the path, like, and go slightly north.
Yeah.
And as for Clarke, that's a good question. She'll drop both of her swords on the ground.
Would you have even drawn them?
No.
Okay,
yeah, so
then
you
I don't
just
need to
pull
drop
another
them.
weapon.
Alright,
Yeah,
and I'll
just
just
to
pull
save
out
you
the
picking them
crossbow
up.
and shoot it. Because I still had that crossbow from when I looted it from the lab.
Shame it's immune to sleep, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah. You'll have to +1 to attack and damage because it's not included.
You fire a whistling bolt at the rook as it digs in deep into its hide and stays there. Though yes, you do know it is immune to sleep. If you are going to be taking that bolt back, actually you can't because it's not durable. The bolt is gone.
Yep. It's now down to 9 shots left.
Raw. Gonna throw your axe?
How? No. How tall's that rock?
Well, not that tall, like 3 or 4 feet.
Okay, so I couldn't use that as like a springboard to go and try and jump at this thing.
It would help, but it's still going to be a hell of an acrobatics because
Yeah.
it'll be like a 40 double to 80.
That's fine.
'cause it
I'll
is
move
vertical.
directly under it. Does it
Mhm.
attack me?
It does not.
Okay. I will draw my longbow and fire upwards into it. Probably not going to hit, but we'll see.
You go underneath, do a little spin with your bow, and fire upwards as it hits into the stomach, but pelts off as it's unable to pierce the hide.
Motherfucker. That damage though. Alright, cool. No problem.
You could search it.
I could. That's a very good point, actually.
Because you can search after you know the result.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me. Am I alright to do that, Nate Buzz? Because I do know the result.
I'm
That's
gonna
what-
accept that is what the rules are from G, because I trust her, so sure, go
I'm
ahead.
pretty sure it says that you can
It
do
does
that.
say you can
You
do
can
after
do
the
it
result,
after the
yeah.
result.
Yeah.
It's an
Alright,
immediate
don't need to
action.
gang up on me. I said I'd accept
It's a
it.
6! Yeah!
There you go.
I've reduced it down to 3. I've only got 3 left for today.
You have 4, you have 5.
I know,
Thanks.
but is this still... Because I used 1 earlier,
This is a new day.
and... Oh, it's a new day, right, so I'm down to 4.
It's a new day, you've just not had time to do the MP concentration, but the other two have clearer minds, so they got it coming up here anyway.
Okay, cool.
With a 6, you see that it just barely is unable to pierce as you activate the powers given you by the Void Dragon, as the arrow is surrounded in a black and purplish aura, and it seems to have been given a second wind, literally, as it is forced through the hide and out the other ends, as blood dazzles you in the sky.
Yeah, boy. Thank you, Void Dragon. Let's be done.
Goes to the Rook, who caws loudly as it is pierced heavily by you. The Rook does a loop-de-loop as it goes high into the sky and goes straight down onto Crom. The wind whistling across the creature as it does a heavy dive attack into Crom.
This looks pretty bad. If it's an attack roll, I will attempt to block it.
It is an attack roll, yes.
Is it a melee attack? Because that is specific. If it's not a melee attack, then I can't block it.
It is a melee attack, yeah.
Alright, I'm down to 3. So my AC is +3, and it has to re-roll the attack and take the lowest result.
Alrighty. I need to put this thing to the back so I can select you. So your AC for this be 18?
It would be 18, yeah.
Okay. It hits on the lowest of its rolls. What?
Fair enough.
Is it lowest of 2 rolls?
It's lowest of 2, yeah, so 1
Okay.
and then 2.
I didn't know if it was just gonna do the second roll regardless. Alright. So it still hits you. I do my effect and then yours because it says resolve the attack first.
No, that's fine. 3.
As this thing it charges into you, Crom, its beak pierces into your chest as it opens it up wide, causing a large hole to erupt in your chest. As you take 36 damage as well as 6 bleed. So 42 in total, as you're immune to bleed. But I don't think you are.
So is the bleed just raw damage, and then it bleeds over time?
This bleed is straight up and then bleed over time.
Okay, cool. That's fine. It's not cool, but like, you know, it's not.
I don't know. And you also need to make a fortitude save, please. You would not be able to use that, Demir, because you're currently flat-footed.
Ah, dang it. Okay.
2 mind affecting. Okay, as this massive hole is gashed into your chest, it feels as if the breath comes out of your lungs, or it's possible that they're coming out of your chest as you are stunned.
Stunned. Okay.
Stunned. Which means you cannot get your retaliation attack from your...
Nope. And I can't use
Protective thing.
anything for my next turn, yeah?
Correct. I can get you the wording on stunned for you.
No, it's fine. I know it.
Alright. So your bow would be on the floor as well.
Yeah, so I drop all weapons I'm holding.
For anyone else, that's what it is.
I'll turn the condition on.
And then it'll go to Menfa, who, just after conversing with Crom about the disastrous situation up north, your own comet is coming over.
Oh no.
Just to clarify, with that block, it's two that you roll once and you roll twice, you take the lowest result. He still hit me then, right?
Yes.
That's fine. That's exactly how it works.
I did say the lowest of his 2 rolls still hit you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just making sure.
We could save as well. That doesn't help me, I don't think. I don't really know what to do. I'm just gonna blast it with mud. I have to move closer. No, I should be fine.
It's fine. It's only 5 feet in the air now.
It was part of the strategy. I just didn't realize the strategy was going to hurt me this much.
You blast the rook with yet another mound of mud as it hits into its side, so it stays flying. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Demir.
I'm gonna use one of my newer spells on it.
Spicy.
Nice.
Are you in range? I think you're the same range as Manfa. Yeah, okay. That is just a will save, alright. Is DF3 really a 3rd level? Is it not every other level?
It's 3rd.
It's a weird one.
I thought it'd been 5th, but okay. Let me just read up the... I think you've copied it in there, but just double check. Alright. It will save.
Ah, you son of a biscuit.
I'm sorry I'm so crumbly.
Really quick, I'm gonna try to figure out my new mythic stuff. I'm able to cast a spell, but I'm not sure where to go.
Is it inspired spell?
Yes.
What do you need to know about it?
Here it is. Okay. Spend 1 use of mystic power to cast any one white mage spell. Treating your caster level as 2 levels higher. Spell must be on your spell list. Yada yada yada. What's the action though?
It's supernatural, so it's a standard.
Ah, okay.
Okay. I read it wrong.
Wait, it's a standard action to use the ability and then you have to cast the spell next
Well,
time?
it's because you're using the ability to cast the spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's like you are casting the spell and you add the ability onto it. Right, okay.
Yeah. Or we can just say, using that, you use the casting time of the spell, which regardless is probably going to be a standard unless you have a swift spell if you want to be casting. Because inspired spell lets you cast anything on the white mage list
Oh, I see. Right.
without using MP. So since he has 3rd levels, he can use any 3rd level spell as he wants. He doesn't need to know it.
Yeah. Alright.
So he could have Closed Wounds Mass. I think that's 3rd, isn't it?
Possibly. I'll look it up.
So I think that's immediate. You would be able to do that now. If I'll say inspired spell is just use the action of the spell.
Makes sense. Yeah, like unmeta magics, full casting time.
Close wounds mass is not 3rd.
Okay, so
I think it's
up
4th.
to you.
Yeah, it's 4th. Yeah, so I think I'm done. I think that's all you can do.
All right. Well, it's nice knowing you, Crom.
Hey, I've got the wheel set up. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, I saw that. Alrighty, Clarke. This thing is now 5 feet, but you do have your crossbow out currently.
So I'll just drop the crossbows free action. Pull out my blades, which is move action.
Can you pull out more than one?
It's a very good question. I don't know. Can I?
Quick draw is one weapon unless you have something specific.
No, then it would just be one weapon if that's all I can do at the moment. So I guess all I can do for the moment is pull out one weapon.
Drop is free. Drawing is a. Do you have quick draw?
No.
So it'd be a move action. Then you can do a 5-foot step and attack with it if you want.
Alright. If that's the case, I'll use a swift action to use one of my mythic powers for fleet charge, so I can move up to my movement and attack, gain an extra attack.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Also worth remembering that with finesse, do you get 1.5 on your dex for two-handing a weapon?
No.
No, is that just the thief one?
It's only the thief-specific things or other things that say you do get it.
That's fair enough. Never mind.
So I'll do my fleet charge first.
Fleet charge does not provoke, does it?
Shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
No, that's the wrong thing of saying. It's a charge. Right? Hold on. Let me check.
Just says you can move up to your speed, and at any point during this movement, you can make a single melee or ranged attack at your highest bonus. Adding your tier
So
to
it
the
functions
roll.
as a charge, though, right?
It is not a charge, it's just called fleet charge, which is really annoying.
Oh, I thought it was a charge. No, in that case, probably not.
There is another ability that is a charge, I know what you're talking about, but fleet charge is not a charge, regardless of its name. But this
Fleet
would
movement.
provoke CR movement. There you go.
Well, I can't do it as a swift action, can I? Not as a swift, as a 5-foot, can I? Or can I?
What you mean?
Well, can I do fleet charge as a 5-foot? I'm assuming probably not. So therefore it would provoke.
Move up to your speed any point.
It's not a charge, so technically yes.
No, because 5
No?
foot is a separate thing from this.
Yeah, that's why I moved.
I know,
it
like,
that
if
way.
not like a... Sorry, are you asking if you could do it as a 5-foot step? Probably not. But, like, if you did it as a movement of 5 foot, would that not work? Because it's a movement? You'd still get AO'd, but...
That's what I'm asking.
I'm just doing a quick Google, see if it's been asked questions before.
That's
Yeah, I'd say that
originally
if-
why I moved in a 10-foot movement, because I think it could be used as a 5-foot.
A quick Google says you cannot combine them, like I said, so you could move 5 feet as a distance, but it won't be a 5-foot step, so it'd still provoke.
Yeah, either way, it provokes, so that's fine.
The Rook will take that and hit you. 14 and 4 bleeds, so 18. Then your fleet charge will hit as you slice into the underside of this thing.
Can you smack it
Zero
again?
attack.
And you follow up with yet another slash into its stomach. Blood
And
just covering Crom.
my other question is, which I forgot to ask earlier, is with fleet charge, as I know it's just a single melee attack, would that include the overchop ability? I don't know or not from fighter.
Overhand
That's double
chop.
dex. Because it says on a single attack, which fleet charge is.
Let's have a look, see. A single...
Yeah, because it's like a different action, technically.
Let me just reread overhand chop. I think it may.
Yeah. Oh, with attack, action, or charge. That's a spicy one.
Mm-hmm.
With a single attack, with the attack action or a charge. No, because fleet charge is not an attack action. An attack action is a specific standard action you take.
Yep, that's fine. That's why I double checked. That's why I didn't include it on the fleet charge.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be me done then.
Alrighty, Crom, you're currently
He's
stunned. I don't think you can do
Anything.
any of your mythic things. Can't take actions, so no.
Nope.
I tried to
no.
save
Can I do
you.
close wounds now?
Yeah, you can do close wounds now if you want. It's immediate action, so next turn you want to be swift.
Yeah.
So Crom, you'll heal for 7 and you'll stop bleeding.
Nice. Thank you. I take it I'm stunned still when it goes to his turn. Or its turn, sorry.
When it gets to its turn, yes. I'm just
So I'm
checking
still stunned
this.
until the end.
And when it goes to the Rook's turn, Crom, you are no longer stunned.
Cool, good to know.
And Crom did hit it as well as Clarke. It has already been attacking Crom, so it is going to check its intelligence. It's going to keep attacking Crom.
Alrighty. If it is going to attack me, I will attempt to block it again because I'm pretty low.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I did not realize this, but my white magery, it should have been included in that, and it's not. So you get an extra D4 of healing.
And a lovely D4 it is.
Sorry, Demir, do you not still have the fast healing one as well, or is that separate?
That's separate that I have to actually state
No, that's fine.
what I include.
That's fine, not a problem.
With the lowest of two rolls, the Rook will still hit you, Crom.
At 18?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
And at
Just saying.
-6, oh, you didn't get that.
Oh yeah, it
He
didn't,
saved.
yeah. Alright, cool.
And he'll hit you twice in total. Crom, you will take a total of 28 from 2 hits, and you are bleeding again.
Okay, I will be down, so I don't die hard.
You do automatically stabilize, however you're bleeding, so you're going to be losing health every turn regardless.
Yep.
And then we'll go to Menfa.
I have nothing for healing. Not really. Aside from my belt.
Do you not have Inspired Spell as well? Or did you pick something else?
I do have an inspired spell, but I'm just looking at the in the Geomancer spell list in general. Like the only healing I have is the Georegion, and that's not a whole lot. With the inspired spell, I might be doing something extra spicy. So sure, let's go. Inspired spell, so using a mythic point and cast all lightning on this bird. So I need to do shit manually because it's not my actual spell list.
So that's a casting time of 1 round, so it'll begin at the
that's
beginning of your
true.
next turn.
That's right, never mind, I guess. This. That doesn't help me either. Never mind, I'll be doing something else then. What is something else? It's a good question. Why are Geomancer spells so weird?
They are.
Yaku has.
unfortunately.
Would this help at all? Probably not. Sure, I guess. Standard. Okay, still using Inspired Spell, but doing Battering Blast instead. Guess we'll see if that works or not. So, first of all, range touch attack.
Mm-hmm. That will hit.
Good. Okay. 1d6 per 2 caster levels, and I'm 2 caster levels higher, so that's extra d6. That's 3d6. Okay. When damage, it gets a reflex save to half that, I think. Does it? Wait, no. Hang on. Reflex partial.
Reflexes for the falling prone part.
Oh, right. Right.
Thing is hit with a
Nice.
massive ball of wind and a stun.
Yeah, I get to do a bull rush on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically my casting modifier plus my caster level.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Bear with me. I'm sorry. Doing weird stuff.
That's right.
Modifier is that. Caster level is that. That's a fumble.
Oh! After all that time.
Hero points. That you don't have to. I'm just saying that they exist.
I probably don't necessarily, because the bull rush isn't the point of this thing anyway, so nah, it's fine.
Oh, is
'cause
that just the bull rush? Yeah.
That was the bull rush, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the big
And I
problem.
don't mind that it's right next to Clarke anyway, so Clarke gets 2 well on it.
Is that it from Menfa?
Yeah, sure, let's do. Go.
Alright. Demir.
Alright, free action. I'm going to activate healing spell. Standard action, I'm going to use a mythic power to do Cure 3, which should equate to this. On Crom.
Aw. Ankle.
So you now have 28 hit points more, and you have fast healing 3 for 6 rounds.
Fatting 3 for 6 rounds. Nice.
Correct.
Thank you.
Look at that, is it?
Yep.
Alrighty. It goes to Clarke.
If I draw out my other sword as a move action, I'm assuming that will provoke.
Well, before that, I need to do your bleed to you. Clarke, you'll bleed out for 4 hit points.
So does
Clarke
drawing
goes
out my other
first,
sword
so
provoke?
immediate action, I'm going to use close wounds on her. If I can find my page again. There you go.
That's a lot of healing.
Well.
And I fixed it so that the
Yeah, I can see the extra
extra
D4.
D4 is in there now.
That does stop the bleed, doesn't it?
Yes. it
Yes.
does.
Nice. So does drawing out my sword provoke?
Drawing a weapon does not provoke, no.
Good to know.
It will be a move action because you don't have quick draw.
Yeah. So she'll draw out her other weapon. And... Yeah, Clarke needs to help Crom out. She's gonna... It will provoke again, but she's got to use another mythic power to fleet charge once more.
Oh, I was going to do
Why
a
would it
thing,
provoke
but-
if you just stand still?
Because I have to move.
Do you have to move?
I mean, it says at any point during my movement, which I assume that means I have to move.
You can
So you
expend one use of
can move.
move power to move up to your speed.
So I
Your
don't
speed
have
can
to
be
move
zero.
then.
so your movement can be zeroed. It just says up to your speed.
Oh, well, that's good news then. I won't move. I'll just use it.
Yeah, and at any point of your non-moving, have your attack.
Yeah. All right. This is the fleet charge one first.
You slice out at the stomach, having more blood shower Crom, who's turning red instead of brunette, as you stab the blade in deep into the slashes you have already made, as you bring out some of its insides to also go all over Crom as he wakes up on the floor. And then the body's going to fall on top of Crom.
He's like, wakes up.
Clarke will
What
try
happened?
very hard to move the body. What have I told you about falling asleep on the job?
Tried to stop it from hitting y'all, but evidently that didn't go so well.
I think that's a record for the most healing I've done in a single little bit of time there.
It was very impressive.
Healing was very useful. Hey Gibbs, it's safe now.
And I mean that, Demir. That was good.
So 6 rounds, fast healing
Yeah.
3, 18 hit points.
Cool. Not too bad.
Clarke, you will be getting. Oh, I didn't activate it as a free action because that was immediate reaction. Never mind. I will pull out the Wand of Regen and I will activate one use on Chrome.
Was that fast hitting 2?
Yeah, that's fast healing 2 for 5 rounds. So plus 10
Cool.
essentially. And then I will also activate another charge on Clarke, so we'll use up 2 more charges.
Good.
We're almost halfway through this wand.
We'll have to try and get some more for you then.
Oh,
I mean, shit.
I'll take care of that, don't worry.
Well, depending on the kingdom we go to, we might be able to help you out, but... Napals, do we know about the other kingdoms? Because isn't it Mysteria? Not Mysteria, sorry. Which one's the one that's really good against non-magical combat? Richter apparently uses non-magical combat, so we're not going to go there if we can. Do we know about the
We're
other kingdoms?
going towards Richter now.
Yeah, but we might want to go through Richter to somewhere else.
Well, I have the world map, so
Mm.
we can see from that.
Was there a question in there?
Do we know about the other 5 kingdoms? Like,
You know
is it
about the 4
common knowledge?
kingdoms, yeah.
Yeah.
You would have been gathering up information and talking to people before heading outwards, so you have a general grasp of what they are.
Okay.
Any other question regarding to the kingdoms?
No, I was just going to say to everyone after that particular, I would say close call, but you know, Crom gets knocked out in most fights apparently. Mysteria is probably our best bit. Just thinking about it. Y'all have any other ideas? We're gonna have to pick a path at some point. We better start going towards it.
It might be hard to get across the border. But yeah.
Probably. Oh shit! What else? What else options we got? Someone who's rumored to be talking about demons can, who can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned, and the Richter, who ain't exactly magically inclined. Hell, maybe the Asura, maybe they know something about what's happened to y'all. Maybe they know how to reverse the mark, but I'm thinking, if we want someone who can magically fix this, it's gotta be them. Well, it's gonna be hard slog, you're right. It's gonna be difficult. We might not all make it. But what other choice we got?
Well, we just gotta take it one destination at a time.
Yeah. Let's just... Well, you two seem a bit quiet. It's gonna be where we go, what we do, how we fix this. What do you think?
If this is what we're going up against, there's not much we can do.
We'll get stronger as we go along. If I'm ever able to get to the point where I can fix it myself, I'll do that. But we're more likely to be able to find somebody. We just got to start looking in whatever kingdom you want to start at. Like, we just start asking around for magic healers, and hopefully we'll find somebody before too long.
I
But
don't...
we gotta get somewhere where we can talk to people first, because we don't know anybody outside of the region Maeda is in.
Well, we know that Mysteria is where all the magical real people, the real casters are. And shit, there may be some hedge wizards who got some power in them, but... Let's be honest. If we're gonna fix this, it's gonna be a hell of a move. That's not something I really trust Brenda from down the road to do.
Right, and most people, I don't know if we've got the resources to just pay for some sort of healing like that. Most people aren't just gonna heal out of the kindness of their heart, so we'll probably have to be doing something to earn it one way or another.
No, we gonna have to get something together, you're right. This is a transaction, it ain't charity.
And we are talking about some pretty powerful healing magic, right? Everyone's probably tied up with the war no matter which kingdom they're at.
Well, maybe you're right. But it seems like Richter and Cam are the ones who are going at it head to head right now. Might be some of the other countries that are at rest. You right though, Demir. We gonna have to talk to people and find out what the hell the lay of the land is. But I'm hoping that with the war over there, maybe the rest of them are starting to gear up and get ready for their own expansions, but they ain't quite there yet.
We might also be able to sign up as mercenaries and be able to go to the front lines where the best healers will probably be. We might be able to enlist some help that way once as well, but military service is just, it's not for everyone, and it's not for me. If we can get away with not having to do that, I'd appreciate it.
I don't think even that's a good idea. Going to the front lines is where people die. Period. Shit, we could be hit by one of those comets.
Right, and the military doesn't really treat mercenaries that well anyways. They're always
yeah.
getting the shit jobs with the shit pay.
Exactly. You'll be going straight to the meat grinder, and we can't afford that. As I say, we ain't here to be heroes. We ain't here to get glory in the battlefield. We need to fix this and go home. Well, fix it and move on. But yeah, let's clear this up and get going. I don't want one of those things coming down on us.
Can we eat it? Looks about like an oversized chicken to me.
If you want to know if you can eat the rook, you can roll survival.
I'll put it to the people who are better at that than I am.
Was that survival, sorry?
Yes.
Yes.
Also, in the meantime, GM, am I a feeling that I was getting earlier with the eyes?
Looking over the rook's corpse, you're pretty sure you don't want to be eating this, as it gives you memories of time in Meta, and this thing has more of a natural disease than a man-made plague, but it's not going to do too well with your insides.
Yeah,
No.
you don't want to eat that. Sorry, Twiglet, what were you saying?
I just realized, like, should we have got some food for you? Are you guys alright?
We'll pick someone up on the way out. We got some rations, we'll be alright for tonight, but... Yeah. Heading out to the kingdoms. We might be able to even find some meat out there that ain't tainted.
Yeah, this is the moment that Demir's stomach just chooses to let out a real big squeal. And he looks over at the bird and he's... that's too bad.
Yeah, you could eat that, but you gonna be throwing it up pretty quick.
You know what? I'm gonna try to dress it and throw it over a fire, and then when it's cooked, I will cast a spell on it.
This spell, it's a natural, like, it's a vulture, right?
Spell. Purify food and drink, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be more prudent.
I'll do what I can to take care of the disease it's got with my magic, and I've got to eat something. It's been too long.
Even though the rook is generally a vulture, this one has seemingly had quite a bit of its own fill. Being able to cut off a large section of meat, cooking it, and purifying it, Demir is pretty confident that he could eat his fill and have plenty left over.
Oh, that hit the spot. That's a breakfast right there. Does anybody else want any?
I'm gonna look at Melta. Is it good? Is it alright?
I've made it safe.
Yeah, I know that the same spell. It should not be any sickness or anything in it.
Crom will just scoop up like a few chunks of meat and just almost shovel them into his mouth, then eat them.
It is a predator, so it's a little bit better and really gamey, but it's all right.
I ain't had meat on a fire for months.
I'm real sick of hardtack and vegetables. I've never been more regular in my life.
You ain't wrong. That was nice. Hell, that was better than nice. But I say next time we find somebody that ain't a scavenger. Clarke, you in on this, or you done?
No, I'm in on it.
The party feasts heartily upon the purified meats, get their fill, and are not needing to have rations for the day, but having this meat every day may lead to other issues.
Alright. Good call on that one, though, but let's get down. See what we're dealing with.
Minta's a vegetarian, right?
Man, that doesn't eat flat.
Plan. Yeah, she just lives.
They just while you guys are feasting, they just take out their water skin and just take a sip.
We'll try to get some nice juice for you later, little one.
Cromwell take some of the fat from the Vrook, put it in a water skin and give it to Mantha. Just tastes different to you.
I'm okay, thanks.
You shall.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't need to eat, but I don't care about meat.
Alright. Put it back. It'll keep that for himself.
But thanks.
Alright.
Yeah, I've been when we scavenge, I've been trying to find some berries and crush those up. It's nice.
Well, who knows? Maybe some of the lands out there might have no berries for you. Things you ain't even tasted before.
There'll be a lot of berries. There's already a lot of berries down there in the Southlands.
But yeah, we'll pack up the tents and head off. Unless anyone else has something they want to talk about.
Nope.
Ooh.
Alright. With the Feast of Rook done, the casters can do their half-hour meditation to get their daily MP back. However, any abilities used in that fight will still be abused, so you won't get your mythic points back.
It's fine.
I don't remember how many. It's caster level, right?
Cast level and casting modifier.
So 10, and that's way more than I need, so I'm good.
Is Demir conjuring up to chocobos again?
Yes, if I can see a pretty clear path for a little while, then sure, I'll absolutely do that.
Alrighty.
Should have done that before I did my meditations, but okay.
The party gathers up their things, and it makes for the final trek off the mountain. And everyone needs to roll me either acrobatics or climb.
Ooh, that was bad.
As it comes to the descent of the mountain, it definitely feels like it's a more sped up progress, though it's possible that it's just Crom not having to raise up his knees and the chocobos having an easier time of going down than up. And the further you get down, you move away from the more dilapidated parts of the mountain, as the rocky debris is less common. However, as you do make your way down there, it seems like some of the tremors from last night may have loosened some of the larger pieces of gravel that some people may call stones from the nearby mountainside and cliffs. To the point where, as you are traveling, either something that you did or something a creature nearby did causes a large amount of rocks to come tumbling down. And even if the roads are a bit clearer, they are still full of debris. Using your mount or your own bodies, you start to dip, dodge, and dive around the debris that falls on either side. Most people are able to clamber around and jump across to dodge a lot of the falling debris. However, Demir, possibly weighing down his chocobo with his stockier nature or making it harder for it to move, is hit with quite a few more rocks than everyone else, though he is able to get his way out of there. Demir, you take 11 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I think I got one on my noggin. That's not.
Are you okay, Mr. Demir?
I'll be alright. That last one snuck up on me and got me right in the headpiece. I'm gonna have a headache for a little bit, but I'll take care of it.
Is Demir healing himself or just keeping the pain to remember the past?
I'm gonna get out the wand of cure that we almost never use, and I'm gonna use 2 charges off of it. Good lord.
Use my belt
Apparently
if you want.
you got a bit of a concussion there, and the wand isn't playing well with you.
I'll use a 3rd charge. That's a little better.
All right. And continuing down the mountainside, you can start to see what is the end of the mountains and the first settlement for you to be engaging with. It's taken 6 hours to get to the base of the mountain on the Richter side. And whilst it may have a more full air around you, as well as the scent of mint as well as other herbs on the air, it does feel slightly different than when you were in the Southlands. Possibly because you know that there is danger ahead alongside the meteors, well, comets you saw the previous night, alongside the terrible cries from the crystals you gained from laboratories of war brewing ahead.
Well,
Alright, navigator, where are we going?
do we have a we have a map, right?
Yeah, Mentha got
Yeah.
a map.
Yeah. And Bentha's navigator.
Yeah,
We'll choose to give it up.
take out. I mean, I'm the only one who can read them out with knowledge geography, right?
You're the one who knows not to have it upside down, yeah.
Hmm. Guess I'll whip out the map.
You know that if you follow this road, you will quickly reach the first settlement on maybe a world tour, but who knows? As there is the settlement of Met that is rather close to the mountain pass, and pretty much serves as a pit stop or final stop between going across it or resting after coming this way.
Relay that information. Should be a settlement not too far off if we just follow this path.
Straight ahead, right?
Yeah.
Well, alright then.
As you take your first steps into the kingdom of Richter, you are definitely shown to its hospitality towards your group, though some would call it hostility, as you can hear the pitter-patter of countless paws charging towards you across the grassy plains on either side.
Oh, that was a good decision then.
That's a lot of boyos.
Hello.
And if you wish to identify these creatures, it is knowledge nature.
I don't have it.
This wouldn't count as a forest, would it?
Not where you're standing, no.
Not this area in general.
The area in general is currently more like dirt plains.
Plains, okay.
Are they animals? Because that's a +2 episode.
Yes.
Alright, 27.
Alrighty, you know these to be warg wolves, which are yellow-furred wolves. You can learn at 10 traits.
10 traits, okay.
I mean, 3 of you had nature and 1 of you had survival, so...
Justo, would you do the honors?
Oh, the lever! Want to keep that order?
Sure.
Depends on
Unless you want.
different tactics.
We can spot spell resistance for battle tactics.
Yep.
Just to see if there's anything different.
Alrighty. Give me un momento. You can learn 1 additional thing.
Do you want hit die for sleep, or don't know if you care?
I personally don't.
What was the question?
Would you like hit die for sleep? We have 1 more trait.
I don't care. That's fine. Whichever.
I'm not too fussed personally. Clarke, are you healed to full, or are you still at 46?
You've gotten at least a 10 out of a region wound. After the fight.
Alright. If that's the case, we're down to that. I don't really know. We go with movement speed, I guess. It's not. I can't think of anything in particular I really mind too much about, apart from what we've already got.
So movement speed?
Yeah, why not? Unless
Alright.
anyone else has a better idea.
Weakest save as well. Has no weakness to immunities. As Crunch, for every 4 or so rounds, it can deal additional damage and bleed. No other special abilities besides that. No resistances, DR. Battle tactics, they gang up on the same target, and they move at 50 feet.
That is good to know.
And it will start off with Menfa.
I'm doing the compendium. Hang on a second. I'll finish in a bit.
Yeah, I need to do notes after this.
But aren't they so separated? Shame. Move action, using the ring to get mage armor.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, there you go. Going up on the same target. Cool. What is a good thing to do here? Okay, that's good enough. I'm going to cast Geo Avoidance out in the middle of us. So getting a little ball right here. That gives out 20-foot radius to AC. But plus 2 dodge bonus to AC. To all allies. For like 2 rounds.
Alright.
And that is me done.
Goes to a wolf on the left. It's going to be charging at Crom. And bites deep into your leg, Crom, for 9.
Okay.
And it'll go to Crom.
Take it lycanthropy, lycanthropy, empathy doesn't help here at all. Alrighty. I'ma whack it.
I'm a wag it.
As this thing has your leg in its maw, you swing down your axe like a pendulum as you sever the head from the body, and the head just wiggles on your chin as the body falls to the floor.
Alrighty. I will then 5 steps there to try and shield Demir and Menthor a little bit, and that is me
As you
done.
move, the head falls off of your shin to the floor.
Yep, just leave it to the floor. That's me done.
Clarke.
Clarke is going to 5 foot up to also give Demir and Mentor a little bit of cover and full attack this one.
You stab down your blade, going through its back, stomach, and pinning it to the floor, as you slice out with your other, and making it fall to the floor as you pull out both blades. This wolf is coming on to Crom as it brings out a massive bite towards you. Your AC is 17, yeah?
It is for the moment, yeah.
Alrighty, it will miss. Demir.
These I am going to. I'm going to pull out my staff. I'm going to use my staff because these things are seeming like little dudes.
Say that out loud. The golden knack is around the corner.
Which one's this on?
The one that is closest to me right next to me.
Alrighty, you will blast said wolf with a holy light as it winds out. Is that it?
That is it currently.
This wolf is coming around here to Crom to bite at him. Crom, you will get hit for 10 and 4 bleed. So for 14.
14 total. Alrighty.
This one over here is running around to here to get in at the one bleeding on the floor.
On the floor?
Well, your blood's going to the floor.
Oh, I thought you meant I was tripped.
Close wounds and Crom.
The warg will hit Crom for another 14.
Okay. Is this before or after the heal?
Close wounds happens when the attack happens, so it's kind of the gate of damage. If he does it with this, it will stop the bleed.
Cool, that's fine.
Yeah, that was the intent, was to stop the bleed.
So that would have been 14 and then take off 10, so take 4.
I take 4 damage. Okay. And I'm not bleeding anymore.
No.
Cool.
As this one walks all the way around to Crom, who was bleeding but is no longer, and tries to attack you. However, it shall miss.
Alrighty.
As it goes to Menfa, you can all hear the singing of arrows in the air as a flurry of 3 goes into the most southern walk, and it falls to the floor.
Okay. We're about to have company.
Looks like someone else is out here. Let's finish this up.
So we make a perception check to see if we can see where that came from? Or is that going to be an action?
You can try. They're very far away, so it'd be very hard to see them. You cannot make out where the arrows came from. They came from the south, but you don't know who they came from.
Alright.
Well, try the geomancy stood in front of Crom, avoiding Crom and Demir squares. Geomancy, and this is that one.
Which one was it next to Crumb?
Right in the middle of this guy.
Alrighty. You point at that fellow as a massive shard of earth hits him into the side and it falls to the floor. And as a radius of 5, was it? Or 10?
10 feet.
Okay. The one on the north will fail. It's the same damage, yes?
I think it's the same damage and half if they save.
Alright, and they still need to do the save for weighted.
Yeah.
Alright, the one who failed his reflex will crit his save. If they reflex, are they still... Yeah, it looks like it.
So if
still
they
take
take
half.
damage, they take half damage, and if they take any damage, they have to save against the effect, I think.
The one down south is weighted.
So like, if you have evasion, you don't have to worry about it, but if you take any damage at all, you still have to save against the effect. That's how I read it anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. Is Menfa done?
Yes.
Rom.
Crom will try and bite out at the one that's been weighted. This is secondary, and this primary I'll hit the one next to Demir. So I'll do it in normal order. So axe on the one next to Demir, bite secondary, that's probably going to miss, but meh.
A mighty swing into the ground that cuts deeply into the earth. However, as you try to bite the other, you're too busy digging out your axe to be able to reach your neck around and miss.
Fair enough. At which point I will 5 to hit.
Clarke.
We'll move on around and attack this one.
And moving around to get a good stab into that one, you land your blade heavily into its side as it falls to the floor.
Don't drop your guard yet. We still got the arrows.
Some kind of hunters out there. Hey! Come out. They're all dead. It will sort of call down the, this way.
A Hume will come jogging up towards you with a bow in hand, though no arrow nocked, as he waves with the other. Hell there! Just coming over the mountains, I take it.
You'd be right. I assume you're heading that way, maybe?
Oh no, I've actually was meant to be taking down these wargs, you see, and seems you got there and beat me to the punch. Sorry I wasn't able to get them dealt with before you took your first steps down here, unless this is your return trip.
No, we're just heading on over. Heading to the nearest town, actually. I'm assuming that's where you came from?
That it is, my lady. All the way from Met, though. All the way. Doesn't seem that far from where we are now. If you're heading on over, I'll fetch you a few gil if you're wanting to take these corpses for me. Unless you're wanting to do something with them.
No, we could do with a bit of extra money. I'm sure the big oaf here wouldn't mind carrying one or two.
Well, someone's got to have the strength to carry him. Oh, what's your name?
Boy.
If we go and carry these things for you, what's your name so we can tell them that you asked us to bring them over?
I shall thank you kindly for your assistance. The name's Billy John. What about you lot?
Name's Clarke.
I'd be Damir.
Well, not sure if...
It seems to be bad blood here.
Don't worry about it.
The
Yeah,
little
don't worry
one
about it.
speaks up. And what about the tall, dark, and handsome? You got a name, or am I just meant to be silent when I refer to you?
Crom just looks around like, who's handsome and tall? I mean, Demir's short as hell.
He's talking about you.
Oh right, I'm Chrome.
Well, this is a lovely exchanging of names. I'm sure we'll have plenty of stuff to discuss. Get a corpse or two each, and let's head on our way to Met.
Yeah, you seem like decent folk. Can I sense a motive him?
You certainly can.
Just for I'm not expecting him to shoot me in the face as soon as I turn around. It's more just a general demeanor thing. I have no points in sense. No, I have points in sense motive. There we go.
Can I just pick up one of these bodies and lean it over Mr. Gibbs?
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
From his demeanor seems very open and friendly.
No, it's fine. It's the first people we've met outside.
Yeah, we've already got 2 chocobos, right?
You only have the 2, yes.
Alright, I can summon up a bunch more if we need to.
With the mounts and Crom, you would need to.
Speaking of sense motive, it's a weird question, but I have to ask because I have it. Is he hiding any emotion?
Hiding emotion?
Yeah, is he hiding any kind of emotion?
He's not.
I mean,
Not
if he's not,
hiding
he's
any
not.
emotion, no.
Yeah, if he's not, then that's fine. I just have a thing where I can see if somebody's trying to conceal an emotion.
Not the emotion they have.
I don't know
I
which
guess-
emotion, I just know if they're trying to, like, hiding something, pretending to be happy when they're actually not, then I would know.
Okay. You probably know that all your party members are sad. Unless
Well,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't.
work on
If
Mythic.
they're, it doesn't work on Mythic, so I don't know anything about my party members.
I don't know. Maybe
They don't
maybe
matter.
Billy John is Mythic.
It doesn't matter. I just don't know because we're all Mythic. It's the impeccable intuition for emotions from Hierophant.
Chrome, let me summon you up a chocobo so you don't have to keep that in your hands. I'd much rather you have your hands free.
No, you shouldn't have to worry too much. I know these wargs aren't exactly giving my words much truth, but the road to Met is mostly safe. We've just been having some trouble with these lately.
I suggest we trust Mr. Billy John. We got enough hands to hold these things. He seems capable.
Alright, very well. At the very least, I'm going to heal you up a little bit.
Save that for me getting dolls.
Well, from what I'm hearing, you lot are pretty capable if these corpses weren't any indication of that.
Yeah, sorry if you wanted a full pelt from these things. We ain't the best for that.
They were gonna have puncture wounds regardless. We're gonna be stitching up some stuff for this, but it's fine. As long as they're down and dead, this makes it much quicker, actually.
Alright, let's carry him.
At the very least, as we're walking, Demir will grab out his wand of regen and hit Crom with it at least once.
I did tell you we're gonna do this inside.
As you take a beast each, or slap them across your mount, it only takes about an hour to get over to Met. With Billy John in tow, he takes you to one of the larger buildings of the settlement that only really has 10 to its name, as he introduces it as the tavern. You lot go inside, get yourself some food, drink, tell them my name, and I'll be round in about a few minutes and get your coin.
Where's you want us to put these? And Crom will motion towards the wargs they're still, I assume, holding.
You can leave them just to the side of the door. People inside won't matter too much. They're not going to be there for long. I've got some clients that are going to come over and take them on themselves.
Alright. You sort of just dump them and head in.
Heading into the tavern, your footsteps creak slightly across the wooden floorboards that become rather padded and softened by a rug of a bear hide. Several tables are set up with candles and pieces of parchment or cutlery atop them, two of which are fully adorned with some patrons, another one with only a few, as there is a live trio of bands towards the west side in front of the fireplace, playing some calm music for the customers. The counter is also abreast with 3 dwarfs. On the other side is a Varg and a Hume bartenders.
Well, hell, depends on if we got back home.
This is definitely a lot fancier than when we got back home.
Yeah. Moonshine and tree stumps ain't quite the same as this.
Are these
Set up.
3 the dwarves right here?
Yes.
Hello there.
Oh, there, Ken. How are you doing?
Oh, it's nice to see ya! You got a bit of a fire-rich accent there. You're not from these parts, are you?
No, not really. I was not able to stay with my family for reasons, and well travelled, so I've picked up a little bit of an accent from everywhere I've been.
A well-traveled dwarf? You ain't one of those tree fellas, are you?
No, no. I'd much rather be underground than under the stars, if you catch my meaning, but you know, the world don't always do what we want it to.
A dwarf after my own heart. Might interest you in a gallon of ale.
Oh, you're such a nice one. I'll take you up on it. But we got some business here first. Let me take care of that. You know, coin and all.
Aye, you'll be an adventuring dwarf then.
Of course.
Well, if you're ever needing some directions or an ear to give your tales to, don't feel that you need to be hiding away from us.
Oh, that's mighty kind of you. I'll take you up on it later.
Well, rally ho to you, brother.
Then last night,
Rally-o. Hello there, barkeep.
Good evening. You here for inn services or just for some drinks for the night?
Oh, well, on the way into town, we met a fellow named Billy John. He told us to come in here to let you know that we got the wargs outside for you.
Local legends already given you a trip and exercise.
Well, he just came up on us as the wargs attacked us, and we finished them off and dragged them back here on the backs of our beasts of burden, as it were.
Not so much exercise if you got your mounts doing it. If he's off doing that little mission of his, I guess he's gonna be picking up your tab. What can I get for you as you're waiting?
Well, these three kind fellows over here promised me a gallon of ale. I'd like one of them, please.
Already getting deep into the sauce. I like it.
I'll look at the dwarves next to me and I'm like, deep in this? That's just breakfast. What is he talking about?
It's light ale, that is. Light ale, not even dark ale.
I can't even chew it. I don't know it.
If it's not got rocks in it, it's not a real drink.
The Varg goes under the counter and pulls out a pitcher larger than Demir's head, fills it up with a frothy yellow see-through drink. He then smacks a pebble onto the desk and puts the granules into the drink and slides it to you.
Oh, you'll know how to take care of dwarves. I thank you kindly.
We got plenty of those as customers, the Varg says as he looks at the other three, who all raise their tankards.
Well, ain't no use standing around here.
Hello, kin. What can I get you?
Morning.
Morning?
Well,
Yeah, you must be a nocturnal one.
spent a lot of time out in the night, that's for sure.
Might I pour you a night-eye in that case?
I'll take your recommendation.
The Varg pulls out 2 flasks, pours a few mixtures into both, and then pours them into a very tall glass. Pours in what you could assume to be some form of salt, gives it a stir, and passes it to Crom.
Crom attempts to drink the entire thing.
As you start to drink and are about to down it, as it hits your tongue and the rest of your mouth, it kind of like all floats as if it's a wonderful taste, and you feel like you really should not down this and savor it.
Alright, I'll sort of... He'll start drinking it, and then, because he's like halfway back, just return the majority of the drink to the actual glass, and then just drink what's in his mouth and go, That's mighty fine, that is.
For the little mandragora, how about some tapash?
What's that?
Tapash is not as alcoholic as these other drinks. It has pineapple, some sugar, and cinnamon.
I told you they had fancy juices.
What time of day is it? It's like getting to
It's
evening, or is it
evening.
just sort of, you know? Yeah, I'll try that. Thank you.
The Varg then pulls out a rather wide glass as he pours in a half bottle of beer, chops up a pineapple, putting a slice onto the side and squeezing some of it into it, puts a spoon of sugar, a small cup of cinnamon, and then puts a few chili flakes onto the top. He then picks up from the top and like swirls it slightly and then puts it next to Mentha.
And I'll take a sip.
You will take a sip as you feel your cheeks start to blush. And whilst it is a very chill drink, the spice of the chili gives it a little bit of kick. And it feels like it is a wonderful addition to the summer heat that you felt outside. Mentha turns slightly yellow.
Crop just smiles.
I imagine like it turns yellow, like in terms of like as they drink it, because it's not immediate reaction from one sip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. That's all the spices for one drink.
You've got to accommodate everybody's tastes, and I'm sure you aren't too into the hops and whatnot.
I usually like sweet stuff, but this is good. What's your name, sir?
The name's Moonmarn. What about you lot?
Sorry, should have asked that. I'm Chrome.
I'm Mentha. Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you fellows. Even
Hi.
nicer that you are helping out the locals. What about the lass at the end?
I'm Clarke. Nice to meet you.
Are you wanting a drink as well?
I mean, I've never really had anything to drink, so what do you recommend?
A first timer, huh? How about some Applejack? It's a smooth cider.
Sure. If that's what you recommend.
The Varg pulls out a liter of a pitcher and pours in it a almost glowing green liquid. Slicing up a lime, he puts it on the edge and passes it to Clarke.
Clarke will just take like a mouthful.
It is very sweet, though it has that muskiness to it that you can identify. It is not a non-alcoholic drink, and is definitely going to kick you if you are a newcomer.
Wow. It's different. It's nice though. It's nice different. Thank you.
You're welcome. Billy John's coin is always welcome here.
Billy John's what?
Billy John's coin.
Oh, coin. I thought you said queen.
No. I don't think the lad even has a love interest. He's a newcomer, you see. Not had enough to ferment in people's minds.
I thought you said he's a local legend.
That's not exactly what I was meaning, what I just said, but he's a local legend when it comes to getting jobs done.
Every town needs a protector, huh?
I'd like to call him ours, but he comes and goes as he pleases. Since we're on the border, we often hire his services to keep the passes clear. Wasn't too long ago he was signed up to take down a troll.
It's a big creature.
Well, don't get to see many of them around these parts, but apparently came over that mountain pass.
Promise kit, like, looks. Ah, shit.
What happened to it?
Well, sadly, that was a day that Billy John did not get his pay. He couldn't track it well enough, and since trolls can just keep going on and on and on, he got out of sight too quick.
Well,
Well,
it's out of your hair now.
yeah.
Is that a fur joke, little one?
No. I didn't mean to offend.
The Varg gives a very toothy grin, which probably looks more intimidating than it is.
He's pulling
And
the
just kind
leg.
of shrinks into his their seat a little bit, just hearing Chrome just relax a second.
Oh, okay.
I gotta ask, Ken. We can't stay in here for too long. These drinks are fantastic, and of course we'll take them as we need to, but we can't stay in here tonight. We gotta stay away from y'all folk. You got anywhere around here that you can recommend?
Our folk? What do you mean? Vargs? Or just residents of Met?
I mean around here, anywhere that people are staying. We got some restless sleepers on our hands. Ain't too good staying around other folk.
Well, I'd say that's a shame. Our beds are quite fluffy, you see. And even though we are heading into summer, got quite the fluffy covers from hides and whatnot.
Sure you can. That is hard to hear, but don't think we can stay. I'm gonna give a bit of a hard look at Clarke.
Well, everybody's got their reasons, and I'm getting paid for drinks either way. Nowhere in particular comes to mind if you're not wanting people. Plenty of forests nearby.
You say Billy John keeps it relatively clear, right?
When he's called upon, he's right here, right now. If he's dealt with those wargs, as you said, outside, you're probably going to be safe in a relatively good distance around Met.
Alright. We'll try and head out in a little bit, but thank you.
You lot heading off somewhere far? Did you say you came from the mountains?
Aye, we just passed over the mountains.
If you're Southerners born and bred, you might want to be get yourself some supplies such as maps and whatnot. There's quite a bit difference between our two nations.
That's
You got it.
probably a good idea. Do you got anybody that you recommend?
We've got a general store in town, mostly traveling goods, but they got some maps and encyclopedias and whatnot. You can get some good local knowledge from there. However, they're probably closed by now. You can get them in the morning after your forested sleep.
Alright, do you know where we can get some rations for our travels?
If you want rations, you can either go to general store or buy some from me. I've got plenty.
Oh, good. Is the quality of yours or the general store? Which one's better?
Now, Demir, you know he's gonna say he is, right?
Yeah, probably, but we'll see how
If
honest
you're
he is.
wanting something a bit more, longevity-wise, you may want the general store. My rations are a bit more tasty. But since they taste better, they don't last just as long, but depends how many you buy. If you buy a small amount, won't go bad.
That was the wrong skill. I'll use that roll, but instead of +1, we'll do a +10 for 600.
You feel as if he's telling the truth. You're pretty sure since there's only 10 buildings here, everyone kind of works together.
Alright, I just trying to get a sense of how honest he's being, that's all. Alright, I'd be willing to buy a couple from each of you, at least some from you for the taste, and a couple from them for the longevity, as you say. We've got a lot of mouths to feed and not a lot of food currently. The other side of the mountains, the local livestock have got a lot of problems going on right now.
Well, that ain't good to hear. Hopefully they get that sorted.
It's on its way on the up. There was some sort of bug going around all of the forest animals and whatnot. They're having a hard time finding food.
You speak quite detailed about that. You've been investigating it yourself, or you some sort of vet?
No, I don't really work with animals most of the time, but the last we heard on our way through Beta was that they got it handled. And, they're just waiting for the population to rise again so that they can start farming and eating better.
So you're saying you don't normally deal with animals? Does that mean you can't, or?
Me personally, I can, but I'm not very good at it. I'm good at healing. That's like my job. That's about all I'm really good at.
Well, if you're gonna be traveling through quite a bit of Richter, I mean, it'd be weird if you just came here. If you head northwest ways, you'll meet Sedgefort, and they're having some troubles with their livestock if you're wanting an extra bit of coin.
Crom's ears will crop up of this, but won't say much.
Trouble? What do you mean?
Not as much as a bug is what you've been dealing with, but they've been having some monster attacks against their livestock, and they'd probably not want to put them down. If you can heal them, that'll be great. And if you can deal with the monsters too, I mean, that's just coin out of Billy John's pocket and into yours.
That's something more like what we can do. Dealing with animals, I can heal them, I can try to take care of them, but I'm not that good at it. Healing them, I can do it. Taking care of monsters, we're pretty good at that right now.
You folk heading in any direction in particular? I can give you some advice.
Thinking back to our world map, which direction would Mysteria be?
Mysteria is towards the northwest.
I think northwest next up.
Well, what do you know? That's in the direction of Sedgefort. Any particular reason going northwest? Any settlement in mind? You got family up here?
We heard there was some particularly powerful casters up that way. We got some favors to ask, and the coin to ask it.
I wouldn't mind learning some new spells as well.
As you mentioned, powerful casters, the bards at the end of the table do that noise when they just go on their instruments as it comes to a halt. You can feel a lot of eyes on your backs as you are talking about your destination. Muman kind of leans in. Now, I'm gonna ask you once. You're not thinking of aiding Mysteria, are you?
Of course not. Got no reason to.
So you're traveling for yourself and yourself alone?
Absolutely. We got our own reasons within our own group. And quite frankly, I mean no offense to you and your kingdom, but I couldn't give a shit about your wells. We just want to get over there.
The tense atmosphere plays for a few seconds before the band starts up again. Well, if you are truly heading that way, Northwest is your best bet. If you go through Sedgeford, you can probably stop off at Fortstead. Aside from that, wide open plains and some rivers you gotta pass through. I wouldn't recommend going straight west, there's plenty of mountains to get in the way.
Thank you kindly. We're not from around here, but we're not really looking to help anybody else if it's not going to help us first. If you catch my drift, we got our reasons for traveling right now, and our end goal is to pretty much go back where we came from for the most of us. Don't really want to help anybody out in their wars. I don't like armies in general.
If it makes you feel better, we fucking hate the calm.
Now that's the kind of discussion I like to hear.
Bunch of bastards all around.
Bloody stubborn too. If they just let us take them over, it'll all be done with.
But as we say, ain't half fat, no offense. As we may not like him, we ain't going to get involved either way.
Was Crom asking something there?
No, I'm just saying we're not going to get involved. We might not like them, but we've got our own stuff to do. I'm just reiterating the point.
Alright.
Well, best drink up. It's getting late.
Well, we gotta wait for Billychan, right?
I've got a couple of stories to share with my kin over here.
You sure that's a good idea?
I'm not gonna tell your story, Calm. I'm just gonna tell my stories from back in the mercenary days.
Then, you know what? Fine. Clarke, you're right to come for a walk with me.
Clark's not here right now.
Please leave a message after
Sorry,
the
say
tone.
it again. I have Chloe next to me.
Sorry. I was gonna say, Clarke, you're out for a walk.
Yeah, I can go.
Alright. Cool. So enjoy your evening. We won't be too long. Head out.
That's a window, Crom.
The fucking window is what we're going out of. No, let's go this way.
You break it, you pay for the replacement.
Put it on Billy Jones tape. Go out the door.
sadly, going that way would lead into the upper floor of this inn, so roll blaze if you're outside.
Look, this ain't gonna take long, but you know we can't stay here, right? And the longer we're here, the more these people are in danger.
I know. I don't really want to be around all these people if it putting them in danger. That's something I want to do, so the sooner we get out of here, the better.
Good. I mean, shit, we can leave them inside if you want. Seems like a nice place. But I hate to be that guy, but no fine sheets for you today.
As much as I'd like to keep Menther and Demir safe, for two reasons. One, they've been around me long enough that they're probably in danger themselves. And two, although they may not have the curse mark, they did also witness that demon's death. That could have untold reprimands that we don't know of.
Yeah. Well, let's say you and me had some kind of full-blown, you know what it is, Clarke and Crom argument out here. Went for a walk for a while. Let them have a few drinks, enjoy themselves for a bit, and then we go back and take them out, right? You know, break us up.
You still really planning on ditching Menther and Demir?
No. Shit, if I could have, I would have done it by now.
Are you sure an argument between us is really going to allow them to just sit in there and have a couple drinks? They'll
No,
probably come
what I'm
searching
saying
for
is,
us.
no, what I'm saying is we go for a walk, right? Like I said, we let them enjoy themselves, and then we come back to the front door, screaming and hollering and all that shit. And they come over like the good people they are, and they break it up, and we all go back to the campsite away from them folk. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Well, where are you taking me on this midnight walk then, Crom?
Crom realizes he has absolutely no idea where he's going at this exact moment, then looks around.
I guess the only way is forward then. Grabs his hand and starts walking.
And then he just follows.
It's fine. We've got these compasses. We won't get lost. Right?
I won't get lost.
It's fine. Let's go.
And he keeps up after her.
Do they pass by a window as they're holding hands, basically?
Sure.
Oh, isn't that nice?
I'm glad they're getting along.
Hello there, Billy John.
Nice to see you all settling down here without any issues. The seat is still warm.
Aye, our friends just got off and took a walk just a minute ago. They were sitting there. Feel free to sit down though. I don't know when they'll be back.
Well, I'll say I've got some business of my own. Not just those wargs, but a pack full of contracts. Is your little payment for ferrying over those bodies for me. Feel free to share them out with your buddies when they return.
We'll take care of that. What way you heading next, Billy John?
Well, got some rounds to do around Met. Probably stay here for 3 days, then heading on eastwards and a bit way to the north to Varnahead.
Oh, so you won't really mind if we take some contracts up towards Sagefort then. We've got we're heading in that direction, and we got to keep ourselves fed.
If I could be in more than one place at once, I'd take up all the contracts. I'm not going that way anytime soon, so feel free. It's more down to helping the people and helping myself, even if my coin pouch is a bit full.
That's very nice of you. Taking care of others and yourself at the same time. I like you already, Billy John.
Well, I do like to rub off on people in the good fashion.
Do you have any contracts heading up that way? Like physically, the papers or whatnot?
Don't think I'm heading anywhere northwest anytime soon. Mostly going east to subjugate some more kind regions. My arrows definitely help to keep the beasties down bowed.
Right. Where would we pick up contracts like that, so that we know what the actual requirements are for them, and so we can take care of them on the way?
You don't have this kind of thing down south? You just mostly go to the taverns, ask for any local jobs going, and they send you to the right person.
Oh, okay. Moonmon, you got anything for us that, or where can we go to pick that up?
You mean for the job up in Sageford?
Do you not have copies of it here?
Not particularly. It's about a half day's walk away.
Oh, alright. Pick it up when we get there, I guess.
I mean, if you got chocobos, you can get there in a day. So, not often a thing we do to save them around the villages, especially with spies and whatnot around.
Aye, very well. We'll just pick it up when we get there. Thank you very much for the information.
No matter. It's always nice to help out the neighborhoods.
Are you staying around here today, Billy John, or are you heading out soon?
It's getting a bit late in the day, so I think I'm gonna get some shut-eye upstairs at some point. Maybe spend an hour drinking.
Alright, we'll finish up our drinks here, I think, and then wait for our friends to get back. We'll be nearby, but probably not in the inn. Probably about 15-20 minutes outside of town, maybe.
But alright then, if I see you, I'll see you.
Alright, you have a good time now.
Good luck out there.
And Demir will try to not like be speaking to the whole bar, but he'll tell the dwarves over here a couple of stories about his time in the mercenary bands. Meant as well, because I don't think they've heard many of my stories either.
Yeah, Menta's definitely listening very intently to your stories.
We've not really had a whole lot of time to just sit down and just talk about ourselves. We've just been like one thing to the next. So it's nice to just sit here and get out some stories.
And as the party converse amongst themselves or go out on a shopping date, we shall end the session here.